About 60 summed up.
Welcome to Collaborate and Pull Together, a podcast where we highlight all positive things on and off the table. We have a great episode tonight, guys. We have special guests joining us: Ian Carnegie, the Grippler, and JJ Jackson from Mac Arm Wrestling, Major Armwrestling Championship. And we have returning guest and reluctant host, Steve Fernandez. I got to change up your title, man. Yeah, I always call my reluctant co-host because he's here every single freaking week, but he won't take on the mantle of being the host or co-host rather.
I want to be able to leave when I gotta, and it won't
be So that being said, Steve just had an amazing event. You guys just had an amazing event this weekend. I heard that you guys were up in Canada. Steven just was up at upstate New York. Because Steve, you're usually a regular here. Let's start off with Ian and JJ. Tell us a little bit about the event that you just had.
Go ahead, JJ.
Yeah. So first of all, hello to all you guys, and good to see you all, and thanks for having us on tonight. Yeah, this weekend we actually had a really nice event. I'm not that great with the names of stuff up there, but we were up in northern Toronto or somewhere around there with Jason Constantini and Table Monkeys. And, we had a bit of a collaboration of an event. We had a really cool tournament at this beautiful park up near Toronto, under some tents. And, beautiful day, a lot of participants. And, so we put this on, like I said, as a collab. We used our MAC tables and our MAC rule sets. Ian was one of the head refs. We had a couple MAC tables going throughout the day. And, it was a really interesting format. I had never been a part of a tournament that was like a no elimination style tournament. So instead of a double elimination, it was a no elimination. So however many were in your bracket, you fought everyone one time. So, 5, 10, 15 people in your class, you fought them all once. And it was really unique. And there was a point system. You got 5 points for a pin. You got an extra point added to that if it was a flash pin. If there were fouls, it added or subtracted a point. So you went through the brackets. Jason Constantini and the guys, they have this program that really runs this type of tournament, and it was a lot of fun. Because you get to pull everyone in your class at least one time. If it's a smaller class, you pull everyone twice, and you get the at the end of the rounds, the points are added up, and that determines the place that you were in that class. So but you know how it is. A beautiful community. Everyone was great. What was nice for Pete and I, Peter Brana, it was up there with us also. Being from New York, I love seeing all you guys and all our tournaments that we are in locally. But to go to another country and pull with all new pullers and meet new people, so that was really awesome. Because there's obviously arm wrestling's big up in Canada. Ian Carnegie knows that, and we met a lot of badasses up there that day, and all great people. And so that's where we were at on Saturday. If I wasn't there, I would have been at Steve's event, because I go to any event that Steve puts on that I can possibly go to. So, but how sometimes things overlap, and that's how it goes. But other than that, that's kind of a overall synopsis of the event we had up there this weekend. So, Ian, I don't know if you want to add anything else, or
say this
between your peanuts or whatever you're eating.
Grapes, man, grapes.
Grapes, I got this.
Nature, right? Nature's candy. So, you hit everything except for one of the main points that I like saying. I always like saying this is we ran pro classes and amateur classes, okay, right and left-handed. And what time started late, like really late, like 2 p.m. or something like that, or what? Just before 2, okay. And what time did we finish, babe? Like 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. Think about that.
Wow.
Like, it's so fast.
Wow.
because
is
of the
insane.
And I would say it's efficient, not fast. Fast means maybe you rush through it. We didn't rush through anything. It was very efficient.
Nice.
yeah, good point. The other thing too, what I liked is we're really, especially in Toronto, because where it is, you get like all walks like showing up. We like Native Canadians, Native Americans. We had like Indians and Pakistani people. We had blacks. We had Russians. Like you had a
Oh yeah,
Russian dude, and
Victor, he whooped me.
this Victor guy, he wait for it. Like I'm gonna get him on. We're gonna get JJ and I are gonna work him into our card because it's just this cool guy shows up. He's like mega strong. He's
Yeah, that.
I was like, holy crap, where did you come from? He's like, Russia. I'm like, okay, kind of makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
But really, guys, I think the way we're doing business leads it more to family-friendly environments because you actually bring your kids on a Saturday and like get home at a decent time, have supper, watch TV, go to bed, right? Whereas we know if you got any kind of large, there's a tournament that's structured with the current system, forget about it. You can't bring the kids because they got, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
You know, the efficiency, like that's one of the biggest caveats with my wife and my son. You know, they don't love the sport enough to sit around for an 8-hour day, you know, or a 7-hour day even, and that's being generous, you know, with the, you know, typical standard of time. I mean, most of Steve's tournaments run that quickly, and I say that's quickly because I feel like in the Northeast, tournaments usually are between 9 to 10 hours. You got to plan out for that day for the weigh-ins, you know, the early weigh-ins, and then registrations, and you know, there's going to be super matches or delays in technology. So hearing that's exciting, and I like the sound of, you know, the no elimination tournament, because as somebody who gets in and says, I know I could have beaten, you know, this person had I, you know, changed up. Oh, that guy who struggled with this, you know. That entire conversation is always something I always say about.
It's a great point. I've been to many tournaments, and regardless of just wanting to, you know, oh, I could have beat that guy or I should have fought that guy. It's just fun to pull more guys, you know. And you go to tournaments, and you're not your best day, and you're out. You lose twice after 3 rounds, and there's 4 people you didn't even get to pull. You know, it's fun to rip up with more hands. That's all, you know. So that was an interesting, you know, format and way that we ran that this weekend.
With the current rules that you guys like WAF and IFA, that style, could you actually host a no elimination tournament based off of those rules? Like, would it be practical?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. I don't see why not. You know, as long I would just see what the rules were and everything else, because like JJ was saying, like a point rule system, that sounds good. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna flash pin somebody, or you're gonna deduct a pin for a foul, you mean, or a elbow foul, or you know, a false start, or whatever it is, you know, I could see something like that, you know, definitely.
What I meant to say is, could it be done in a timely fashion with WAF style rules? Is what I'm asking.
What rule set did you guys have yours, Mac rule set?
It has a totally different rule set.
Yeah.
Different different way of what's considered a foul, what's not, because of the depression in the tabletop, right?
Yeah. I would say it could be done. I'm not sure if timely fashion, you know, if it could be done as fast because of the rule sets and the fouls and everything like that. So, and your table's a little bit different, so it's like you have a little bit more room to really maneuver. So it's a little different. You know what I mean? I would say it'd probably be able to be done. I think it'll just take a little bit more time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could say. Because I was at one of your tournaments, the last one that was there, and it ran pretty quickly. And it was a significant amount of people there, and it was fast. Even with the super matches, was significantly fast, and it was good. And it was just, you were able to do a lot faster. And you guys starting the straps?
It depends. Like we have a default setting,
Mhm.
but you and your opponent come up and you tell the referee what your setup. It could be anything you want. Okay, it's just you have to. Okay, but if one says no, then it's the default, which is straps and basically the WAL setup with no load and the 11 o'clock shoulder. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot faster instead of just. I like the straps, Dan. You know, I like the straps. I'd rather pull in the straps and just get the fucking everything out of the way and start pulling. So I think it's a lot more efficient and it's going to be a lot faster. And guys that know how to pull are automatically going to say, let's just go straight to the straps. You know what I mean? And it's going to alleviate all that, you know, that those slips or, you know, going out of battle for, you know, 15, 20 seconds and then you slip. So it's just instead of going straight to the straps, I would say it's going to take away at least an hour or maybe even more than the time, you know, being because you're going to be wasting time, you know, slipping out and everything else. If you can go straight to straps, I would, you know what I mean? So
say these guys come up to you and they're like, hey man, we both agreed we wanted to start now. We'll say, go ahead, start in a hook, but we wouldn't throw those two in the straps because they're going in a hook. You get what I mean?
yeah, I would say anything else though, if you're, you know, press or top roll and whichever else, either way, no matter what, if you're going and you're setting up anybody straight to straps and somebody that's not going to be in straps, I think it's going to go a lot faster it being in straps than it being out of straps because a lot of the times people slip and then you're wasting number one, you're wasting power. Number two, you're wasting time. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot more efficient if you just start in the straps in general. So if that's the way it goes, or like you said, if you're a hooker, you're going to go straight into a hook, and you know they both are, and you have to start into straps. I think you're better off, you know, like that anyways too. So it doesn't really, but it's a lot more efficient if you just start in straps. I think.
Yeah, like we have a term for it. It's eyes and seats and eyes on TVs. We want to give you the most efficient, straight to action like type of setup possible. So that's basically none of this fucking around. You don't get to set your own grip. You can tell us what you want for a grip, but we're going to set you there. Okay.
Right.
And then, and once you go, then it's on you to put on a show. It's less about what you want in terms of like, you know, some guys are trying to fuck around and cheat and everything. And we're asking the athletes to take a step back and say, imagine you're watching this on television. Is this entertaining? Is this going to sell tickets? Is this going to sell pay-per-views? Right.
Yeah.
And if we can actually have a model that encompasses that and everybody buys into it, then guess what? We're going to make it to the mainstream because you guys, as the athletes, are actually selling a product that people want to watch.
Right.
Exactly.
100%.
Something that people are getting more excited about. It's like, oh man, another setup, another 5 minutes in a setup type of deal. War because they can't find a freaking grip, you know.
It's different
it may be.
because if you're going to ask somebody else to do that, you know, it's different because I like watching Devin bullshit somebody over and over again, like this last King of the Table that they just had, you know, with Leonidas. You know, he played with him the whole time, you know, and he was speaking to him in German, you know, fucking with him the whole time. I actually like that type of stuff, you know, before they even get into the straps. That's the type of battle that I'd actually enjoy without and him playing around with them. And that's a little bit different. But there are some matches that, you know, you're going back and forth, wasting time and nothing's really happening. And then finally, you know, you're 15 minutes in, you're still on the second round. And it's like, you know, so it's all depending, I guess, the match in general, I would say. But
Steve, I'm going to tell you something, and I agree with what you said to a point. Here's the problem: we got one guy who's bigger than the sport. Okay,
right.
Devin Larratt is more popular than the sport that he's in, and therefore, whatever he does, people are engaging, whether you like him, whether you hate him, whatever. So everyone's watching it. Could you imagine how long it would take if we had a bunch of Devin Larratt wannabes and they thought they could stay on stage for 45 minutes for their match? Everybody was on stage in the best.
It would be awful. It would be very painful. That would be painful to watch and experience. In my opinion,
I agree with you. You know, instead of having a lot of those guys do what he does, and that's why they don't, and that's why they can't, because there's only really, you know, one of them that can really. Once in a blue, you'll have a guy that they'll try to do something like that, like. But in general, like you said, he's bigger than the sport than he is, so it doesn't really matter. You know, he takes advantage of it. He's the one that really plays with it. He does whatever he wants with it. But I think I like watching his matches. I like that messing around. But I agree with you. You know, do you want to watch that every single fucking time with every single guy? Absolutely not.
And part of the point of that is, you know what, everyone on here loves arm wrestling. We are deep in the sport. We know the backstories. We know people's antics. We know people's habits, and we just love the sport in general. So you gotta, sometimes you gotta think of a person who's never seen it or is new to it and doesn't understand those nuances or those setup things. And to 99% of the other people besides us who love the sport, that just looks boring to them. And why aren't they going yet? And what is that? And so it's a balance between the two, because you want to keep the integrity of the sport. It's not only just for the fans, it's about the athletes too, but you have to have kind of a balance and think, it's not only arm wrestlers that we want to watch this show. We want families and kids and wives to say, oh, that's good, and how fun, and wow, it's exciting, and oh my gosh, look at how strong those dudes are and how much action there is. Or I'll sit at a 10-hour event all day, but I'm not the norm, and you guys will too, and we do, and that's fine, and that's part of what we do, and because it's our family and we're with our friends and we're meeting people. But there's fans that are watching this either on YouTube or wherever the arena is, or maybe on a pay-per-view. And so there's a fine line between the old school long setups and lots of fouls, but also bringing some excitement and a little faster pace while keeping the integrity, to some new fans that we want to create, so.
Just to add to that, look at it this way, guys. Even let's take the best leagues or the most profitable leagues that have existed. Okay, so the top two is Wall, East versus West. Any argument to that?
No.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe 10, 15 years ago, maybe PAL with Igor, but for the most part, those are the two, right? And Wall was doing a good job at getting the non-arm wrestler involved because he had it on ESPN and Bleacher Report. What currently exists, however, is it's a model in which only arm wrestlers are supporting. We have a big enough community that they're obviously profitable because they're on their, what was this, versus what, or KOTT, what was this, 12?
12.
And then what are we on, 15, East versus West?
Yeah, 15.
Okay, so it's obviously profitable enough to continue up to that. What JJ and I are trying to do, and Matthias and my spouse and those partners, Mac, is really open up arm wrestling to an audience that, like, we had 10% of our viewing audience was arm wrestlers, and the rest was just fans. You know what I mean? That are just, now we've really hit a.
Well, yeah, it would be UFC pretty much.
You drove it home.
That's why we pushed our merch first. We pushed the merch because we knew we said, what logo could catch someone's eye and be like, you know what? I could wear that. I could see, it's cool. Kids wearing it, This is the other thing I was saying about having more black athletes in arm wrestling too, because they're kind of like trendsetters. So imagine you have a bunch of black athletes wearing Max swag. People, they look cool. Then white kids see it and they're like, oh, they look cool. I'm going to copy that. That's how it is, because that's what people do with trend setting, right? And then all of a sudden people are like, where'd you get that hat? It's happening with my kids. They wear Mac stuff, and they're like, Dad, my friend wants to buy a Mac hat, or my friend wants a hoodie. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. Get the kids involved in everything.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we've had a lot of little collaborations. Mac has only ran one event. Okay. And I bet you we've outsold East versus West when it comes to merch. I bet you. I mean, they just started selling hoodies recently. Okay. I'm not saying they're not selling shirts and stuff, but Steve, can you even go to an arm event now that you don't see some kind of Mac merch?
No. I'm saying I could tell you straight up, I wear my Mac hat everywhere I go.
Oh fuck, I love you, buddy.
I,
I always tell Steve, when am I getting my Mac stuff from him? And I know I got to order it from you guys because I actually love the design. I love the design.
Mac gear, actually.
Say again, buddy.
He's sitting full mine and Mac gear at his house, right?
oh yeah, I got a delivery today. I got my living room was full of boxes. I've only opened a couple, but this is one of the new jerseys that we've got. We've got like 5 different, competitor style jerseys. We've got more hoodies, a variety of different stuff. So it's popular, and that's humbling, to see people wearing your stuff. You guys know.
Yeah, of course, dude.
And to see someone badass and so well respected and known in the community like Steve wearing his white pimped out Mac hat every event and every podcast and wherever he's at is every time I see that I'm like, I don't know, makes me feel proud and good and happy that somebody else even gives a crap what we're doing, so it's
Absolutely.
that's why the community is so great. I mean, and it is it is a family, and we all do have overall, the details might be different, how we run tournaments, or our table might be a little different, but we want the same thing. We want the community to be
I agree.
So
bigger,
with that being said, with having a different table, I gotta ask because I know you guys have touched up on it a little bit. We have a table with recessed pads, and it's a little bit of a different setting. What and how did this come into being? Like, where did this idea come from? And I'm going to segue that into even a little bit further into your past once you tell me.
I guess I'll say it because
well, this is Ian's vision, so he can explain what his process on this.
So when I got into the sport, it was 2005, okay? And immediately, I knew there was a problem in our, like, as soon as I saw how, like, what we would do on the cafeteria table and then what it was like as an organized sport, I knew there was a significant problem with table rules. I'm like, man, this is not fun. Like, I want to get into a grinder, but the strictness, I felt like this is an amateur sport, and until we do something about it, it will remain an amateur sport. And even with these professional athletes, they are, by every metric, professional athletes. They're just engaging in an amateur rule set, in an amateur table. The table that exists currently in WAF, there was really no R&D or science put into it. It was simply some guy who was like, you know what, we'll put a pad here and we'll make it this big, and we'll put a pad here and we'll make it that big, and the pin pads will be this big, and what do you guys think about it? And they all voted, yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's fucking go with it. But it was breaking arms and everything. And then they said, hey, we'll do this. We'll move it from straight across, and then and they thought that was going to change things. And guess what? It really did it. No one put any science behind it. So I looked at things like the Japanese league and it's similar to Freedom. It's called Arm Sumo. And they report next to no arm breaks in their league. And that's why is that? How come they can go all crazy angles and do crazy moves, but nothing happens to them? Well, it's because if you look at the history of arm wrestling, when it was smaller than a donut, it was just a hole that you had to keep your elbow in. They had lots of arm breaks. Then they went to a donut size. There was less, but still more arm breaks. Then they went to a 7x7. Even less arm breaks there, but still arm breaks. You get where I'm going with this? The bigger the playing surface, the less arm breaks. And then the fact that I put the corners off so no one's hurting your off arm on the corner. And then I raised the pin pad a half inch. And I'm doing that so people aren't blowing their biceps, because currently you can keep your arms straight and not be pinned on a WAF table, right? Because your angle can, but everyone's blowing their bicep about a half inch before pin. So I said, you know what? Raise it a half inch. And we have not had one significant injury, Not one since we've been doing and knock on wood. I'm not.
That's really good. That's great.
That's good. That's amazing. That's a great thing to tout because you
I
know.
pulled on his tables. He's got great tables, man. He really does. They really do.
I'm
Get that.
a licensed massage therapist in recovery. You know, recovering people from injuries, sports-related injuries, work-related injuries. So I see a lot of different injuries occur. So as somebody who does help rehab people, I appreciate that.
You remember the whole thing about science? My table doesn't have science in it yet, but it's going to, and it's happening this week. Should I tell them, JJ, or what?
Well, you know you're gonna.
All right.
Reveal.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
don't
check it.
have
Your
it
other
right.
partner.
Have this. So this week sometime, I'll get their like these manufacturers are on a business trip, and when they get back, they're going to tell me to come in for a meeting, and we're going to sit down, and we're going to look at my table. And I already have told them the design I want, but they're going to basically tell me what they think in terms of ergonomics. And the reason I'm going to listen to them is because their company is one of the best manufacturers for chiropractic tables. So they have a whole team of people that think ergonomically. Okay.
I love it.
Our tables that have cutoff corner, they're going to be more like a slope. So as you come down, your arm just follows it. Okay. So there's going to be nothing sharp. Okay. No edge. Even on a cut corner, there's still like that edge. Get what I mean? And that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if it's like a water slide, then you're not going to have anything, right?
Right.
No. Yeah.
You guys probably going to hate this, but trust and believe, it's the right way to go. So our pads are 10 by 8. We're like, fuck it, we're going 10 by 10, and you can go all the way to the back of the pad as long as you're on the table. Okay.
Jesus.
I like that. Personia's got a lot of back pressure. I love that.
You got more room.
There's a caveat to this. No, the rule about pushing someone off the back of the pad is actually a new rule. Okay, and it basically happened because Crazy George and Pascal's Yard were in a match that went on for 15 minutes. Pascal won by pushing George off the back of the pad. And then he complained and he complained and he complained. And he said, dick move, it's not right, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, it is. But guess what? It's arm strength. Tell me if this is a dick move. You are loading up. I'm not even going to try to pin you. I can just pull you off the front.
Right.
1, 2.
I was just gonna say, just pull you right.
Right?
Yeah.
I go side pressure. You can't keep your elbow on. It goes off. Listen, this is your pad, your elbow. It's your responsibility. We've given you 10 inches by 10 inches. Figure it the fuck out.
I love it.
More than that.
I love it. That's
More than
fucking
that.
awesome. That excites me to play on that table because
Then around it, we're even going to give you even more benefit of the doubt. Around the black pad is going to be an inch barrier, and that's the red is dead zone. It's going to be a warning zone. So if I go off the pad a little bit and I'm hanging out there and the ref sees me, he's going to be warning. Then I have to immediately correct. Okay. And then it's called a running warning system. I hit it again. Second warning, foul. All fouls are stop fouls. Now, if I hit the red warning, the red, and I self-correct, it's fine. It's like a NASCAR hitting the wall. Saying, shit, I got to get back on off the wall kind of thing, right?
yeah.
The 3/4 inch depression, that allows for these little bobs. In my opinion, if you say, I didn't intend to elbow foul because I was below 3/4 of an inch, I buy that. Anything above that, I don't buy. It's hard to accidentally foul it over an inch. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Like if someone's fouling over an inch, they're probably trying to foul.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where I come with that. And it's just, guys, it's not so much about the integrity of the sport as it is getting bangers going, getting shows going, getting crowds excited, like screaming, yelling. And people that don't know arm wrestling, get sick and tired of watching somebody going life and death with another guy, and the referees stopping the match for a cunt hair of airspace under the elbow.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
True.
It's very true. You know, I can appreciate that. You know, in the talk about ergonomics and, you know, the body mechanics, that's something that speaks true to my heart as a, you know, I'm a massage therapist of 15 years, but I'm only just a little over 4 years in the sport. So I'm very new to the sport. A lot of the experiences that I have, I think, are still very green. But hearing this excites me that much more. And that, just the thought that of being a part of a sport that I love, I'm already excited. Now you've just kind of leveled that up a little bit even more. I can't wait for it. I absolutely can't wait.
Yeah, and to, you know, more about the table just a little bit. You know, Ian has really worked hard, you know, on this vision that he's had. You know, Ian's a veteran of the sport, obviously, and competed at a very high level. So, you know, he's been around the world. He's been on these tables. He's seen some things, you know, over the years that he, in his mind, you know, could need improving. And we've made about 6 or 7 variations from the prototype of this table. And like Ian just said, we've met with these manufacturers who are really excited to help us really create, you know, maybe I won't say a final version, because it's quite clear that, you know, we're you know, in the phase of still trying to get that final, you know, table, and no table is going to be perfect, you know, no matter what we do or how much you spend to make it or who makes it. You know, the people are different sizes and shapes and everything like that in life. So, you know, there'll always be something that isn't exactly right for everyone, but the idea of it is to be safe, ergonomic, but also user friendly, right? And have a rule set to go along with it. And you know, so these guys that we're you know, in conjunction with are excited for us to do that. And like Ian said, they're a really high quality, amazing facility that manufactures really you know, top of the line, you know, motorized, you know, chiropractic beds and orthopedic beds and surgical beds and everything like this. And we've taken our design to them, and you know, they're really gonna, you know, help us, you know, make some really cool improvements ergonomically, you know, for the athletes. So we're
first
excited
step,
about that.
and then maybe platforms that can have motorized elevations and stuff like that, because they have it in their tables, right? Like motors and stuff.
Yeah, hydraulics. Yeah.
To answer your question, I thought about this original Mac table 12 years ago. 12 years ago, I brought it to Devin. I said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" He's like, "I like it," but that was exactly around the time that he was trying to push freedom tables, and he says, "But the future of arm wrestling is no pads." And I was still very highly influenced on, like, whatever Devin said turned gold kind of thing. So I was like, okay, you know, so I shelved my idea. But you know what? Even if I would have brought it out then, I don't know if the community was ready for it. Because I was actually the first guy when I started Major League Arm Wrestling, I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I'm making 8x8 pads. I was the first guy to go 8x8. I'm like, 6x7 is too small. Especially with the super heavyweights. I'm like, this is crazy, you know? And then everybody started adopting a different like size pad, making it bigger than 7x7. And that trend has continued since 2012 or whatever, right? Anyways, now we're designing a totally different table. And guess what? There's rumors of other people now getting into making a new style table. And listen, what the laugh is going to be on them. And I'll tell you why. I don't give a shit. If they make a better table than what we're doing, we're going to stop and we'll use their fucking table. Like, who cares? We're not married to us being right. We want to be going in the direction of right. And for 30 years, we had something that was shit. It was, I hate this term. Don't fix what ain't broken. Motherfuckers, it's been broken. It's been fucking
There's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. And that's
Right.
what I love about your attitude on this, is that you guys are literally setting that bar of constant state of progression. That's
Yeah.
That's exciting because that just makes it like someone who's new in the sport, a new level of victory, a new level of success, a new level of progress is available.
I use the analogy of this, and I know this has all happened to us. Okay, this old lady's in the fast lane, right? And you're coming up, and you're like, "Fuck, would you get over?" Right? And she doesn't want to because she's super entitled, right? So we're like, "Fuck it, we'll just." So as we move to the right, she just starts speeding up. Do you know I actually don't give a fuck about that? And here's why: because now we're going at the speed that I want to go. So right now, the WAF table is the fucking old lady in the slow lane, right? So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna fucking come on over here, and they're like, wait a minute, yeah, that's okay, because now we're going in the right direction.
Absolutely. I absolutely love that. And I think I see Steve sitting there. He's usually very talkative, but when he's quiet, he's taking notes. And he's taking notes because he's going to implement some of these things, and he can't wait to. I think he can't wait. I personally can't wait till he gets a MAC table at his tournament.
Well, I know
nudge.
Ian and JJ have been talking for a collaboration now for a few months now. We've been throwing this word back and forth. So really, I'm just waiting for us to really do something, whether it's going to be in Canada or it's going to be here in the USA or where we're going to do. We kind of threw a couple venues back and forth.
Steve, we're gonna you. I mean, we're like you have your venues and your setups, like you're established, and we have like Mac has two kind of home bases. I would say that for sure Rochester has to be considered a Mac home base. They got the most Mac tables, and they got the biggest team that practices on Mac tables. I mean, Picton, you could argue, is right there with them because they got Mac tables as well. So between Picton and Rochester, but now this native reserve, this venue that we got, the state of the art. JJ, tell them about the venue. It's our home base.
Yeah, Ian and I have been, lucky enough to, get in touch with some gentlemen, some businessmen, and whatever that have offered us this really beautiful sports complex, and it's they've done a lot of sporting events in there. The Ninja Warrior events have been set up and used in there, and it's just a really beautiful facility.
Where is it located?
It's this is in Canada, and it from Rochester, New York, where I am here. It was about a 2.5 hour ride up north, through Buffalo and up there. I can't think of the town, but Ian will know.
So it's on a Six Nations native reserve, okay? And it's these native guys that are just like, yeah, they're like, oh, that sounds really cool. Here you go. I'm like, how much is it? Don't worry about it. Like, we're like, wow. You know what I mean? Wow. They're really cool fucking dudes.
So this place is, the guys were great that we met. Ian and I went up and met with them, and they showed us around their facility. They showed us what they were capable of setting up, and they have all kinds of those really cool looking trusses that they can configure in different ways to make like a stage, and all kinds of lighting, a 20-foot by however many foot digital touchscreen projection interactive screen, and just a beautiful grounds, all fenced in and beautiful and very modern and up to date. So that's actually where
how high do you think the ceiling?
What's that?
The ceiling is what, 50, 60 feet?
Whoa.
That's high enough. It's high enough. but it's a 2-story, part of it is a 2-story area. There's a beautiful kitchen and showers and locker rooms and bathroom. And then there's the main venue that's the first floor, so that's extra high because you're down, on the arena area, but it's really a nice place. This is where our next event's gonna be held. This is where MAC 2 is going to be held, and we're looking forward to that. And so we're excited for just like all you guys. We're all doing our own thing. We're all helping each other out. We're taking on our ventures the best way we can and working with the best people we can. And we're all just trying to do this collectively, even though we're doing our own things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sounds great. Sounds really good.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's going to be fun and nice, and you never know. Some doors open, and you don't know if that's like going to be like a big step towards future things, or this will be like a main, arena that we use once a year, or what. But for now, it's the next spot, and we're super excited to throw an event there. And I'll throw an event out in the alley between a couple houses. I don't care, but if you have a beautiful place, that's nice too.
Nice. Yeah, that's true. Having a nice venue, I think, is prime.
It really is. Steve, it really, when competitors and families and kids and everyone shows up, and their first impression is where you're at, right? And how it looks. And, that doesn't mean it's going to be a great tournament or not a great tournament, but that's just life in general. People's impressions of something, and your first, you get this beautiful complex, or like Steve uses these beautiful, rooms and in whichever hotels or casinos or any place like that. It really makes the setting nice, and the venue is an important piece of what we're doing here. So to be lucky enough to have a venue that can house a couple hundred people or more, and put up a stage and have lighting, it's not as easy as people think to hook up with places like this. There's an expense, there's logistics, there's dates that aren't available. You guys all know how that goes. Steve runs every event every weekend, it seems, so he knows for sure. But
yeah, no, it's an expense. It definitely is an expense.
It's an expense. It's not easy to keep securing even if you got a place you use. There might not be available on days you need it, and there's a lot involved. You guys all know as well as anyone. So
absolutely,
it's definitely aesthetics is crucial for the in my opinion. When you're getting to the higher levels of the sport, having that aesthetics value really does sell a point of, oh wow, this is where I can become onto the stage. This is where I can grow
100%.
towards. This is what I'm looking forward to. It gives you a little more incentive to kind of kick my ass a little harder, to work a little harder to get to that stage.
Exactly, and we're and Ian said earlier, we're all about the family feel of our events, but we also and along with that it comes a professionalism. You know what I mean? Like this is a business, it's a company. You want to act professional, look respectful, and act respectful to everyone involved. And like you said, you get these big athletes that come into these events, and they're impressed with not only your venue, but how you handle yourself and how you treat them and how you treat the other people. And, so it's really nice to hook up with other like-minded souls when you're in a venture like this. So Ian and his wife, Andrea, and Matthias and Will, so some of our crew, we obviously, often, almost on a daily basis with Ian, and we get together and have our meetings, and while we're having these collaborations and getting these ideas, it's really exciting to see where the future is going to go, because we all feel like we have a common goal that's the right way to take the sport, so
when you have a team to collaborate, I can speak to that with Steve. When you have the right people to bounce ideas off of, and and do so in an effective, productive manner, it changes the entire feel of it all.
And exactly. And you got someone to say, hey, you know what, that's a dumb idea, but thanks for bringing that up.
Exactly.
There's no hard feelings. It's pure. What's the best, and what do you think? Nobody's afraid to put ideas out there. Nobody's afraid to say concerns, and in the end, the best comes out. So.
Well, I will say that some of those ideas that we all come up with and hear from the viewers and from the people who are watching and who talk to us and come to us with some feedback. So sometimes we filter out some of that. But with that being said, I do want to shout out a few of our viewers tonight. We got a couple of people actually watching. We got the Drew, 24 on YouTube. On Facebook, we got Carolyn Looms. We got Atlantis IRL, Nicholas Stone. Thank you guys for tuning in. Mr. Peanut, Sylvester's Talone, Jerry Duro. What's up, man? Some really kind words from Matt Cassioli. Saw him up at the tournament this last weekend. Luca, what's up, man? Lucky Ones in chat. John McAlpine.
Oh,
No
John,
team
John,
arm
John,
wrestling
John,
down Puerto Rico.
John McAlpine. Yes,
McAlpine.
And I want to shout out
he made our tables. He made our first couple tables.
Oh, yeah? Awesome.
I want to shout out somebody specific, which is Kong Garcia Francisco from No Team Arm Wrestling.
Yep.
AJ Jackson is actually going to be going up against him in a super match.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
I think he actually just won his match. Kong did. And look, I know as well as anybody, if you ever pull JJ, if he gets you into a hook, you're going to be fucked. Plain and simple. Okay. So it's more on trying, you know what I mean, to really.
I appreciate you saying that, but yeah.
And
you know what's funny? I'm going to be seeing Kong just in less than 2 weeks, JJ.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm going down to Puerto Rico, and they're hosting a practice for me.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. That's so awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to meet him and hook up with him. I've seen his stuff.
I gotta tell you, the energy level in Puerto Rico are unparalleled. They're unparalleled. The energy of the Puerto Ricans when they bring it to the table, it is unparalleled to anywhere else in the nation. I love the energy that Puerto Ricans, Kong, Adam, much respect and love to them because they bring a lot of passion.
Yeah. Adam also going to be pulling Evan James Reed too. So they got a little team coming here. I mean, they got a nice team coming here. I think it's about 3 or 4 pullers, Puerto Rican pullers that we're going to be going up against, I would say. So kind of putting together a good team going to put up against them. So Kong, do not take JJ lightly. This is a warning. Do not take JJ lightly, Kong. I know you have that hand that's absolutely ridiculous. Your hand is, I know for one fact, Kong, that's one thing that you do have. That hand is absolutely fucking monstrous. It might cover JJ's, but watch out for that hook.
Yeah, watch out.
We also hook blocking that if he does, it's very hard to get him out. And let me tell you something. Once I see him get into that, it's nearly impossible to get him out of there. So
it's challenging. You got to have a hook to match him with it. I can speak from personal experience.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Appreciate you. Can't wait to meet you, Kong, and pull you, buddy.
Yeah.
We also got Salvatore Reed in the chat, and we got let's see, we got Andy Beckett, and I think that we caught up with everyone in the chat. Oh, so somebody else I missed actually before I saw his name pop up. Brian Parliament from Canada as well.
Nice.
What's up, Brian?
There we go.
What's up, Brian?
Hey, Nick Stone, he mentioned you were maybe watching. I wanted to say thanks for the shirt. I got it. I wore it to my team practice the day after I got it.
You wearing it barbecuing.
Yeah, you saw it. Yeah,
I saw you wearing it barbecuing. Yep.
Yeah, Team Stone, baby. I love those shirts. I finally was able to get one, and I saw him at Knuckles Up, and we finally got me a T-shirt. So I wanted to say, hey, Nick, thanks.
Same thing right here for Sarah Bachman for sending me the shirt. I appreciate you, Sarah.
Yeah, it's awesome too. I got one of Sarah. I bought one of Sarah's I Love Arm Wrestling shirts too at Knuckles Up. So love it.
Get one of those.
Love it.
Yep.
So, guys, I just wanted to take a moment to really highlight an event that was amazing. I had a great experience. My first time competing as much as I competed, as well as handling the live stream at the King of the Tri-State, the Arnold qualifier this last weekend by Steve Fernandez. He put on a good show. He was handling that mic like a pro, bouncing between amateur, pro tables, announcing all the names. The guy had a swivel on his head like a lazy Susan that was on freaking crack. I've never seen anybody move back and forth between 2 different tables and stay seamless, and run the show. James Reed even came up to him, do you need any help? And she's like, Does it look like I need any help? it was classic.
You know
I wish
what?
I
You know
caught that
what?
on camera.
I found out that James Reed asks if you need help when he knows you don't.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
He
Just
does
kidding,
that
James.
purposely. He'll walk up to you midstream, knows and sees what you're doing, everything's fine. He'll be like, "Hey, you good?" So
It was awesome.
I appreciate James Reed. for
Hey,
helping
let
out.
me. I'm doing it, James. Hey, let me ask you something. You need any help?
Yep, that's what he's doing. He's doing it. Exactly like him. Exactly.
Spot on, James Reed. I hope you're watching, man.
He actually just called me a second ago. We call each other every fucking 5 minutes to tell you it's not about one thing, it's about the Mr. America Airbnb we're getting every single fucking day. But yeah, shout out to James Reed, man. He's a really great guy. Helped me out with the tables, stayed at the house, man, helped me out the next day, bring everything over, set everything up, helped me out with some speakers and everything like that, man. Him and Michelle are a blessing, the whole team, John Hanowski, all the guys that were there too. It was great, man. Ray helped out reffing. It was a phenomenal day, man. Food was great. Everybody was telling me I didn't get to eat shit, of course, because I always keep doing what I'm doing as I don't really eat. All I had was about maybe 75 cups of ginger ale. But besides that, it was a great day, man. It was a great day. I loved everybody wearing the gear too. I didn't think that everybody was going to buy as much as they did, which they did. The shirts came out really good. The black and the white ones came out good. Turn around. Let me see the back of that shirt. That shirt came out.
Those shirts were sweet. I saw Mike Cox wearing his, and the guy. They look great. I've been watching our pieces of that stream that I missed because we had our event, and the event looked great as usual. And to Dan's point, Steve's always great on the mic and fun and funny, and always on top of what's going on. So that's that's not easy to do, to stand up there and not sound like an idiot half the time. So that is a skill that he definitely has. So.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah,
Of course.
it's harder than what people think when you got to stand up there for like 5 to 6 hours at a time. Man.
No, 100%. No, it's
you can't have a quiet or a dull moment, is what it is. And people don't understand that. And at the same time, you can't just be blabber on bullshit because people don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? So
it's a fine line. There's a balance of everything. So you always do that well.
I appreciate it, man. The venue came out beautiful, came out really good. Had to reset everything else when we got there, but everything all in all was really good. The food was great. The pullers were top-notch pullers that we had, man. I think the most stacked class was the 76, had about 16 pullers, and man, it was a war. I remember all the way through, even for Dan. Dan was a 76 puller there too.
Yeah.
And
76s were stacked. The talent was insane. Definitely the right and left. I came away with two actually third place left-handed qualified for the Arnold. Was happy with that. I actually qualified not just for my class, but I also qualified for a super heavyweight class in left-handed.
Cassioli, he ended up being from Long Island Arm Wrestling, which is pretty surprising. And Matt's
that was a
puller too.
A big puller. He's actually a physical therapist. He understands body mechanics fairly well. Shout out to him. He left me some nice words on the chat over there on Facebook, which I'm grateful for. I just love the opportunity to arm wrestle, and just threw my elbow down because they needed an extra body, and I was like, hey, you know what? Instead of just being an extra body, let me see what I can do here. And I persevered. Right hand didn't do as well. Went 2-2, and I gotta say, right-handed arm wrestling obviously is definitely a different level, a different breed. My left arm, I used to call it, and I still do call it the party arm because I have very little expectations for it. So I've learned that I think this tournament taught me that I need to have less expectations of the right because the left's doing better than the right lately.
Yeah,
so
man.
maybe the tables will turn in that regard for me down the road.
Yeah, definitely.
Just curious, Dan, because I'm in that class too. Who were the top 3 guys there? You said you got third. Was it Grimaldi and Malik?
No, so for left-handed, it was Grimaldi was first place, and then this guy, Boston. He's from where is he from? I think he's like Kazakhstan, I think, or something. Some Eastern European.
And he was an absolute monster, man, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
He was a monster. I beat him the first round.
Yeah, all you
and
gotta
he
say was
beat me
Kazakh.
champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then right-handed, it was Mike Grimaldi, Brian Malik, and Zach Boyer.
I was surprised. I had Malik over Grimaldi, but it looks like Grimaldi handled him pretty well.
Yeah,
Grimaldi was a monster. He came prepared, man. He's no joke.
Grimaldi
He's no
came
joke.
blasting through everybody right-handed at 176. Left hand, he had a battle with Dan. I'd almost want to see a super match with Grimaldi and Dan. Left hand would be great.
Fresh, different story, definitely.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Definitely a battle back and forth. I talked to Grimaldi outside about it, and he goes, I did not think that Dan was going to have that type of strength behind. I said, everybody underestimates Dan, and then they pull him, and they're like, what the fuck does this guy eat? You know what I mean? Because Dan doesn't really look like a big guy, but his hand, man. I'm saying, JJ, you after pulled him a couple times. His hand is fucking stupid. It really is.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. No, I'm only teasing. Dan is amazing. Like it wasn't just me who was. I mean, I'm not saying I'm surprised. I've seen Dan pull. I know Dan is strong, but until you pull someone and feel them yourself, I'm comfortable that I'm at a decent level. So if anyone can yank me across the table like Dan can, I know that they're no joke. So props to him. Yeah, and I saw him doing the same to other bigger, physically bigger guys.
Yeah,
so
I can call out a couple names. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to because I really don't give a shit. Like Mikey Olivia, like he was just fucking toying, a couple other guys too. You know what I mean? That were
I'm pretty sure I saw him beat Ryan Bowen too, but I don't want to. No, don't say
yeah,
that.
yeah, it was a little bit of a match between him. I don't know if Ryan was fucking with them or what the fuck was going on, but and I know Ryan just pulled and stuff, and
no, I know. Yeah, it's practice pulling, but you
appreciate it.
You can still appreciate the power of someone win or lose at the table. The circumstances aren't like a tournament or a match, but you get an instant idea of someone's level at least. With win or lose. And Dan is. I'm surprised he can lose at his weight sometimes.
Yeah.
I will say that not off to anybody who does like multiple roles at a tournament. Like if they're competing and running brackets, or they're competing to announcing, they're competing running live stream, whatever dual role that they do. I gotta tell you, it takes a different type of mindset to be in that, because I found myself in competition mindset. Somebody said the stream was off, and I found myself aggressive to them. I was like, whoa, I gotta switch that brain off for half a second, and then switching back to competition mindset. Like it takes a certain level of skill to do that. Hats off to everybody and anyone who does that.
That's literally one of the biggest reasons what I do not pull at my tournaments. I can't be on the mic all happy and be, telling this. I just can't do that. And then try to be in the mindset to go there and rip somebody's arm off. It's just, number one, I don't want to take away from anybody. Number two, I want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm there for them. And that's it, and everybody can appreciate that, and appreciate how much I'm putting into the pullers and the whole, everybody there. So, but I agree with you 100%. To be able to do that, is hard. Look, and just like Mike Bisman, he was telling me before, just let me know before I pull, because he was reffing, and he needs to be on a different mindset when he's reffing and when he's pulling. Vice versa with Steve Walker. He could not ref until he's finished pulling, then he can ref. It's just the way he is, and I get that, and I understand that 100%. So hats off whoever does that. I'm not the guy that does that, so I'll probably end up pulling the Mr. America with James, because me and him are doing that together. But I'll be announcing, but so will Jeff. So I have somebody kind of to back me up while I go there. I can get in that rough mode that what I need to do, and then kind of slowly, get back down to that level, maybe smoke a little bit, then jump up on the mic so I can relax, and then be like, hey, what's going on? You know what I mean? So that's really.
I lesson learned. I don't plan on doing that again anytime soon. So if I am going to be handling live stream, I'm probably not competing. I'll give you that heads up.
Yeah, I definitely
Ian, you got something to say? Oh, I think he muted himself.
Can't hear you.
He's been probably talking this whole time.
Yeah, I muted myself because I was directing traffic in the house here.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it's garbage recycling day, so I had to get the boys to fucking do their chores, you know?
Got it. It's good to have little helpers, huh?
Except all my kids are bigger than me now.
You can still whoop their ass at arm wrestling table.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how many more years I got Liam, but I already can't go back pressure with Liam unless I have the straps.
Well, it's gonna be. He's young, man. He's gonna keep on growing and getting stronger. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, from fingertip to elbow, Liam and Devin are identical.
no shit.
Oh yeah? No way.
Yeah, he has the same hand as Devin, but like it's the same like from wrist to fingertip, same. But Liam has like a fatter, thicker this part of the hand. Like he has short. His hands are like mine, like stubby fingers, big pad, like small pad, long fingers.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what they were saying about my hand, guys. Remember, this thing's tiny. You know, like, see, it's little. It's little. So
hand, the thing, it locks. That hand locks.
Take what they say with a grain of salt, guys. Take what they say with a grain of salt.
It's those three fucking fingers right here. 1, 2, 3. He locks in, and it's like you can't get out of that dig. That fucking dig. It's just that lock you can't get out of, man.
Don't tell Sam that, because there's going to be a day where Sam and I are going to be across the table from each other. You know,
it's gonna go the same way, Dan. It's going.
No, it won't, certainly won't. I'm a different puller from the last time we faced, man. Completely.
I'm improving too, I think.
First of all,
I know it. It's.
First of all, you guys are teammates till Montana. Then after, you do something afterwards.
Yeah, we'll have to set something up someday.
We're not fucking. We're gonna have 2 tables at the mansion in Montana, but we're not gonna be pulling each other. We're gonna be practice pulling to get warmed up for the fucking for the actual. Not to compete up against each other. I already know both of you.
Yeah. I actually feel the way the matches switched around might actually be good for us because Dan's style against Kevin's style, I think that's just perfect. And I'm pretty good at stopping a top roller, so
yeah,
I think we got a good shot.
I don't see Dan having any problems with Roy, to tell you the truth. I don't see him getting through Dan's hand, so I think he's going to get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as soon as he gets stuck, you know, probably right there, it's just going to be about going back and forth. He kind of gasses out, and then he just takes his hand and top rolls the shit out of him. Or if he wants deep in a hook with Dan, he's still in trouble, man, because Dan's got a stupid fucking hook. Like I said, those 3 fingers to get away from are impossible. So he's just going to chop him down and just. I mean, I don't see there's a way for Roy to really beat Dan at all. And you're a guy, I'm saying that's going to be cake for you, Sam. I'm saying
I don't know much about him. I didn't recognize any of the guys he pulled. So
that's what I'm saying.
Is he Montana or is he from Canada?
I think he's from Canada. Same thing with the guy from that what's his name is pulling. Garrett's pulling. I think he's from Canada too.
Yeah.
Same
because if he's pulling tournaments up there, then that's why he's gone on Ayers.
Yeah, it's just it's weird, man. A lot of those guys over there, you know what I mean. And the other thing is too is I think Garrett's guy just started pulling pros maybe a year ago. You know, Garrett's been pulling pros for like 3-4 years. You know, he's been pulling pros for a little bit now.
Right. He's feeling strong. I felt him yesterday.
Garrett?
Yeah. I was, or 2 days ago, I was in Vermont.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have been at your tournament, but the team was going down, so I rode with a few guys.
No problem, man. I get it. I told Garrett, let me know next time he does anything, you know, Vermont Shield or whatever it is, because I don't want to put it on the same day it is. Because I told him, I said, I want to go to your tournament, and I want you guys to come to ours. So split 2 weeks, whatever it is, you know, just let me know, and we'll figure it out. And I'll push it 2 weeks, or I'll push it a week out, whatever we need to do, you know. I always want to have and his dad always at my tournaments, man. They're great guys, man. And you too, Sam. You know, that's obvious. You know, I was watching my tournaments too, you know.
So, I want to make more of them. I mean, it looks like you put on some good tournaments.
Yeah, man, it was a great one. It was definitely a great one on Saturday. It was the venue was beautiful, the food was great, everything was good. It's really the pullers that showed up were top notch pullers. There were really good pullers there,
It's awesome.
and I'm glad they traveled. You know, some we had 5-6 hours away. Some guy that son guy came from another country. He came to visit. And they came in. So there's a lot of guys that I signed a couple of visas for too. To come to the tournament, and they showed up, which was great.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the pullers were I don't think a lot of people knew the pullers that were there until they gripped up to them, and then we were like, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I mean? This guy Kazakhstan, a couple of the Jordanian guys, the Japanese guy, or one of the Korean guys. So once they gripped up with them, they're like, "Yeah, this is like on a different level." Which you gripped up with Datsan, and he was an animal.
Yeah, he was a monster. He was an absolute monster. Like his strength, like I thought I had him easy. I was like, oh, the next round it's going to be just as easy. He made a couple of adjustments and he made it that much more difficult. I was like, well, holy shit, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
So I don't know if the Mac guys actually know. Do you guys know about this this collaboration event we got going on in Montana? Are you familiar with that?
Of course, I do. Ian might not,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, of course, I know all about
Of
that. Yeah.
course no, I'm full of shit. Man, but tell me about it because, like, if the date works, maybe JJ and I head down.
So we're going down to Montana, October 26th. We're gonna spend a few days out there. Oh yeah, we're leaving. We're gonna be there on October 24th, but the event itself is happening October 26th. And we're gonna be doing like a little bit of a reality show on the way there, kind of getting to know the pullers in between. And not just talking about amazing arm wrestling coverage. We're also talking about coverage of where these arm wrestlers come from, who they are. There's a father and son combo. There's myself who's in recovery as well as my weight loss journey. We got a guy who broke his arm coming back, making a major comeback.
Cool.
We got Sam Mitchell who's on screen with us right now, representing the Northeast.
That's coming in. We got
Where's Sam?
Say again.
Who's Sam?
Sam is
I mean-
coming on screen.
Red shirt.
I know a Sam Mitchell. Sorry. I'm like,
Oh, you do?
yeah, but he's black. So I'm like, I was looking for the black dude, and I was like, he's not here.
No, not me.
Is this going to be a pay-per-view event?
So it's not going
No.
to be a pay-per-view event. It's going to be on YouTube on M Spot.
Okay, listen, just so you guys know, though, if you guys ever want a pay-per-view and for the platform to be very affordable and very professional, like what you saw at Knuckles Up, that's Mac's partner, PremStream. They're, dude, like 17%. We don't even ask for anything up front. 17% on the sale. Like you're not going to get better than that. It's super secure. If you don't believe me, why don't you ask Will and Chris, Knuckles Up guys? He's hiring Matthias for the next one, which is PremStream. PremStream is to Mac as KOTT and East versus West is to Core Sports. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But we pimp him out because the more money he makes helps us. You get what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
That makes
Yeah, we're going
sense.
to do it on. So the platform that we have now, these guys dealt with UFC and ESPN, and they're Mabel. They do Supermasters every Saturday.
Yeah.
Now, the idea of the reality show was my idea to kind of bring these guys in so we can learn about everybody, and what they do for work, who are they, who they learned with, how they pull, who's their favorite puller, everything around, pretty much in depth with it. I don't know if you guys ever seen kind of like Real World before or anything kind of like that, where they can get that interview and stuff. So what we're doing is I'm getting a party bus. Everybody's going to get picked up from my house. So we're jumping on the party bus, having a film crew and a photographer is going to be there taking pictures, filming videos and everything like that, coming on the bus, filming everybody getting on the bus, going to the airport and getting on the airplane, going to Montana. Also, getting another bus over from, what is it called? Bogus or Bogus? What is it called again?
Bozeman.
Yeah, Bogus, whatever it is. We're going
Bozeman.
to Lake Falls. It's about
Bogus Bozeman.
Bozeman. And same thing, filming over there. We're staying at a mansion. That's about an 18+ person mansion, 2 floors. Same thing, setting up the films, and everywhere it's going to be live streamed and pictures taken, everything else like that through the whole thing, so people can see what we're doing. We're going to hot springs, so it's going to be like a reality show, so you can see what's going to be leading up to the super match on Saturday, and they're going to be interviewed on Friday, and they're going to be going through their whole kind of like life with an interviewer and asking them, what they do for work, how long they've been pulling for, what's their style. A couple of personal questions, wives, kids, the whole nine. So you can learn more about the puller and just like watching the guy going up and, being up at a super batch instead of you actually knowing who's going to be up there before they go. And that's going to bring, like you said, Ian, you want more eyes than just the pullers. You want people's eyes to catch like the moms, the kids, the people that don't pull. That's really who you want to catch.
Bro, actually, to be honest with you, you're beating me to the punch, and that's always been my goal, is like people need to give a fuck about our athletes. It's like just having a tournament. It's very hard to sell a pay-per-view on just a tournament because it's new faces every time. Nobody knows. No one gets to fall in love with the characters, right?
Right.
At least the way you're doing it. And Mac doesn't have that kind of budget right now, so we don't have that yet, but it's coming. But yeah, we want to put on display our athletes, and so that you can relate to somebody. Like there's somebody out there that's going to relate to the single father. You get what I mean, or the soldier, or the mechanic, or you get what I mean.
I know exactly what I'm trying to do. That with the father-son thing, with the tree, like I do tree work. Oh shit, you do tree work too? That same kind of vibe that you feel like what you do for work. You know what I mean? That's you want to grasp and you want to catch that personal life image of that person. So once you see that, oh shit, he plays ball too on Saturdays. No shit, so do I. It's that different type of feeling. So once they go up to the table, they're like, oh, that's my fucking guy. Yeah, that's my tree guy.
See, JJ, that's why we said
you sucked into that guy,
didn't I? That's why we said he was the guy we needed to collaborate, right? That's what I said. I said this guy is thinking outside the box, and we need to grasp with people like that. You know what I mean? It's not just to help our brand, but I think we can help Steve. Steve can help us, just like what we do with Jason. Jason's got a team. Listen, if you're ever going to run a team thing, talk to him, Jason Constantini. He's got a fucking format that'll blow your mind away. Like it's a point system. He puts like graphics on of the players with all their stats. It's unbelievable. Okay?
That's exactly what we're doing. Like they're gonna have their stats pretty much up there when they go up there. Their weights, their height, everything. They're kind of how long they've been pulling for in their air system, wins, losses. So when they go up there and you go up there and you're seeing that guy, let's just say we'll take Nightmare for instance, right? And then we'll see him before and be like, oh, he's a smaller guy. He probably doesn't even know what it is to be big. Dan grew up as a gigantic fucking guy. What are you talking about? He doesn't know what it is to be. He was never 176 pounds. He was over 200 pounds almost the majority of his life. So
yeah, I spent about 10, 15 years at 270.
Right. So people don't know that, but people also don't know that, he also went through a lot through his life. And same thing with Garrett. And the reason why I picked Garrett and his father to come to as well is because that father-son thing that people always want, that father-son, that to be able to pull and have your father right there and help you out through that whole thing, Sam, that absolute fucking monster that nobody wants to go up against. Reason being is because he doesn't look like a 165 guy. Are you fucking kidding me? Sam Mitchell looks like he could pull up to 198, which sometimes he does. But in general, does he look like a regular, normal 165 guy? Absolutely fucking not. Nope. He doesn't. So vice versa, we look at Dan and people are going to be like, oh, Dan's going to be a fucking walk in the park. He's not even that.
Sam Mitchell looks like he's a guy that kicks over bar stools in Irish pubs.
Can't say I've done that. I'm a nice guy.
When you see him, he's just tall as fuck, man. He's a really tall guy. So it doesn't even look like that. It looks like it's unfair almost. Like going up to Sam Mitchell at 165. I couldn't even imagine. That's my weight class. Are you fucking kidding me? He would fucking go through both my hands. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even imagine to even, and everybody's got their own story. Same thing I was saying, like Dan's that 176 guy that, oh, he's not that big. I could probably go through him. Creep up with Dan, see if you can get through his fucking hand first.
Yeah.
Then talk to me. You know what I mean? So it's all about these different stories and different things that are going on with these different pullers that people don't get. And I want everybody to understand who they are personally before they get to that table. You know?
I have the opposite story of Dan. I used to be a thin basketball player, and then I was on my journey, and I've achieved my journey. So,
Oh my God.
I was a skinnier guy that wanted to be big, and then finally I got big.
I mean, it's the opposite of Dan.
That's hysterical.
mission
That is
accomplished.
hysterical.
You know, but like I said, everybody's got their own stories and their own backgrounds, you know, just like Roger learned coming back with a broken arm and everything else, and then ended up on knuckles up, you know. So all these guys have their different backgrounds and their different stories from each and every one of them, you know. So that's what I want to really promote, so people can see what they're getting.
What's Roger weighing in right now at?
Roger's weighing in. It was 2 days ago. He's at my house. He was 245.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I'm looking for, we have this Russian kid that I was saying that JJ wants to put up and I want to put up, but he's 200 pounds. We need a banger for 200, like not like a pro, don't ask like Jason Merlo. I'm not saying that, but like a level below Jason. Wouldn't you say, is that a fair assessment, JJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not.
You don't want to.
About him, hey, you should put him up against John Terry. I'm like, fucking pump the brakes there, buds. Like, I just, if you can pull with John Terrian, then I would already know who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no, but like, let's say below the JT, below the Jason Merlo, the Brandon Alcessor, you know, that just below, because he pulled like. He's 200 and he was pulling guys in the supers like JJ and
Yeah, he was in the 245. He was in the 245 pro class. Yeah.
Maybe Vlad.
Yeah.
No, Vlad's at that level. He beat John Cervantes, who is, I think he's right at that El Slesser, Merlot.
Yeah.
So I think Vlad's too much if he beat John.
Vlad to be too much then, because he can get down to that weight, you know.
Yeah.
But the guys that have going down to Montana are gonna
Well,
fucking.
we're just throwing it out there just because, you know.
I'm looking for a guy that's not established. We have all our established cards, you know, the guys that we're paying. We're looking for the guy that's trying to make a name for himself. That we can throw him a hotel room, but our budget for this event is we're right there. You know what I mean? So you know, like I'll
find a guy.
I'm so tempted to tell you my card, but I can't.
No.
I can't. But it's fucking cool.
Not yet.
I'll get you a 200-pound guy. I'll find a 200-pound guy. I usually find them pretty.
You know who I want to get? I'm telling you, I want to market the fuck out of, because everyone's sleeping on.
Yeah, Miguel Fernandez is very good, actually.
Yeah.
Miguel Fernandez, 198.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
very.
But this American kid that I met at Knuckles Up, I'm telling you right now, is the future of the super heavyweight division, and I want to offer him his first pro match as soon as we do Mac 3. I mean, if he could get his passport situation sorted out, we might even squeeze him in Mac 2 just so I can say I gave him a shot first. His first name's Anthony. I'm trying to think what his last name. He just pulled a good match against Steve Walker recently.
Yeah, Anthony, I know who you're talking
Oh,
about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. He's about 200. I think he's 3 and change, actually.
Yeah, he's like 6'5", 6'6".
High five kid.
Yeah.
The high
He
five.
is. Let me tell you something.
He was just at Steve's event.
Yeah, he was just at my.
He is 22.
I can't pronounce his last name, but yeah, it's an
He's a
Italian last
baby.
name.
I've pulled him for him too.
Giacchione or
He's a
something.
baby, and he's gonna turn into a man over in a year's time. He's gonna jump up a whole level. In 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, anybody in the North America will know who that kid is, and will struggle with him.
I was already trying to get him a super match, and I couldn't because he's going to be away in November, and it was going to be on the same card as you, JJ.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but he's going to be away. But I 110% agree with you, Ian. He's going to be a big fucking problem in about a year's time or so. There's not going to be too many people around that are going to be able to touch him. I could probably maybe see him eventually have and not even eventually, I actually seen him have a match with Steve and Nick Stone, and he even wants to pull Paul Cruz. So, and I seen him.
Let me tell you something. These guys, with all due respect, they're all great pullers. In 2-3 years, they will be in his rearview mirror. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I mean, I in 2-3 years, I would, and I love this guy I'm about to say, but he's just he's a genetic freak himself. But there's something different about this kid. I can tell it. It's because it's, you know, when you I know I'm not as tall as him or whatever, but when I was 25 years old, I knew something about me. Like, I knew that I was going to be elite. I knew I was going to be able to pull with the very best. And there's something about the joint, the wrist. There's something you can tell. Not all big people are made the same. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know?
You're absolutely right. Some of them are a little softer.
I knew it. And then when I gripped up with him, I was like, fuck, this is a bigger version of me. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I knew what I was like when I was young. And I knew, like, 6 months into the sport, I was killing people. In 2 years, I beat Mike Gould, like, 2-time world champion in the super heavyweight division. First time I met Greg Boyce, who was a multi-time world super heavyweight champ, beat him. You get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like that. But this guy could do even more. Like, he's just genetically more different.
He's going to get up real quick, man. Yeah. Like you said, I guess about a year's, maybe a little bit more time. But he's going to, like you said, he's going to be a problem with a lot of these heavies around here now. And
I was on the phone with him yesterday, and he was all thanking me and stuff. I like, listen, it's a partnership. Anyone, JJ can tell you, we don't act like bosses. Okay? We are like, if you want to be part, we're just humbled that people want to be part of the Mac family. And if we can do business, you're a partner. As soon as you come to my tournament and there's money exchange or whatever, it is, we are benefiting from you and you are benefiting from us.
Absolutely.
As a platform, we're nothing without the athlete. And an athlete can be amazing, but if no one ever sees him, who gives a fuck, right? He needs somewhere to play, and we provide that from him. And so we look at each other as partners. Everyone, you get what I'm saying? If you do business with us, there's no boss. We're me and you, Steve. We work together. We're working together all the way up. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. 100%.
Like, JJ is my business partner. Matthias is our business partner. My spouse is my business partner in life, obviously, but she's also a CA. So it's like, you know, she has a legit role. Mm-hmm. And none of us hold anything over anybody. You know, if JJ doesn't, like, if he thinks he's got a good idea, I say, I mean, not every idea I propose they're all in love with. I get told to take a seat and shut up a couple times, you know. it happens.
But that's what family's for, man. That's just for them to really call you out and let you know what is maybe good, or maybe we should talk about it before we put it out there to see if it's even a good idea. And if it is, great. And if it's not, thank God we fucking talked about it before we put it out there and wasted our money.
And that's my biggest problem. Like, I've been told many times, like, Ian, you shouldn't have released that because that wasn't confirmed. Oh, really? Oh, shit. So now I feel like an idiot. So that's why I'm like, hey, JJ, can I say it? He's like, well, you're going to say it anyway. I'm like, well, save me from myself. This is why I'm asking. You know?
No, but it's good stuff. I mean, that's all. As long as everybody gets along together, you mean, and collaborates together, and everybody knows what's going on. That's all that really.
We really love JJ because, you know, at the end of the day, he's super easy to work with. You guys know this. He's
what's not to fucking love about JJ, to be honest. Right?
But business-wise, it makes sense to have an American partner. So we are truly a North American promotion. Like, people say they are, but they have no ties to Canada, or they're in Canada and have no ties to the States. We legit have business partners in the United States, right? So we are, and like, we're going to register a Canadian business, and there's going to be Mac USA, Mac Canada.
Nice.
So we'll have
I love it
down there, and we'll have a shit ton of resources there, and that way we don't Because right now, doing the cross border, bringing this table, bringing that merch, it's a fucking headache.
Oh, I can imagine. I couldn't even.
You know. So now it's just like, you know, we'll have a thing up here and we'll have a thing down there, and once all these new tables are being built, you know, once they're disseminated across North America, we'll just show up and we don't even have to bring our stuff because they'll already be at location.
Nice.
I can't wait to pull on one of those tables, man. Next time, JJ, are you gonna bring one down to the November event?
Absolutely.
Nice.
What,
Okay, awesome.
You're gonna drive one to Montana?
No, in November.
No,
November,
no.
when you come to Long Island.
The event that I'm pulling at next, November 16th.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can bring a Mac table with me to any event that I can do.
Nice.
Are you also coming down to the weekend after that? To the 20th.
Yeah, the 27th for the
27th.
November. Yeah.
Bring one for that, because that's the event
That's
that
the
I'm talking
Buffalo
about.
Wild Wing. That's the Buffalo Wild Wings one, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Got a super match there as well.
Yeah, man.
Both arms this time. Both arms.
Yeah,
forward
fun.
to that event.
Fun.
It's
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
my boy John Geisler is pulling Mike Hawks at that.
Yeah.
John's one of my main
Really
training
good match.
partners in my club, Easy Rollers.
I don't know if you noticed, JJ, but I'm kind of giving all your guys an opportunity here to showcase themselves. You and Peter and Geisler and everybody.
Oh, of course we know that, my man. Of course. We're well aware. We're well aware. We
I
appreciate
love all
that.
you guys, man. You know that, man.
No, it's likewise. Love all you guys do, and that's why it's fun that we, you know, work together and help each other out, and it's benefit to everyone.
Yeah, man. Yeah. As soon as Peter's he's got a match with Nanya, so that's gonna be
great, Nanya.
yeah. So that's gonna be really good. And
Oh, yeah,
Geisler-
we're Pete and I. You know, Pete's my best bud, and we train on a daily basis practically together, and we live close by, and you know he's my
Fuck, he
main
was
man.
mad at me. Hey, he was mad at me for fucking not calling a pin when you got that guy real close to the pin line. He was.
You know
fucking-
what? I mean, I love Pete. You guys know how it is. I'm at the event on the weekend, and you know, back and forth. I had a 40 second match with a fucking Canadian killer, you know, in the 245 pro class, and thought I had him a couple times, and he ended up, you know, flop wrist pressing on me and getting me after this long battle back and forth. And Pete had it on video, of course. And right after, he's like, "JJ, this is a pin. Look at this replay." And Ian at the time, he's like, "JJ, did we fuck up?" I'm like, No, you didn't. Everything's good. The next day, Ian sends me a picture of a screenshot where it looks like I'm probably pinning him. And I'm like, "Ian, where the fuck did you get that?" He's like, "Pete sent it. Pete pissed
he
at
was
me."
riding me, man.
I'm like, I am not. I could care less. I love that.
I said, if you're gonna throw me under the bus, it was the other ref's side. That's
I was
That's
like,
what I said, it was
you know
the
what?
other ref's
I love Pete for doing that, but I'm like, Pete, that's not it, for me personally. It is not whether I come in second or third or a pin was called and wasn't. I love the fight. I love the dude. I'm glad he won. He was a cool ass dude, and you know, but you know, you look out for your boys, right? So Pete was like,
He was
JJ,
looking out
that
for
was
you,
Ben.
man.
That would depend on that. Pete, I don't care about it as much as you, but I love that you do, you know. But it was funny that Ian said, "Oh shit, that, you know, sorry JJ if we missed that." I didn't think a second thing of it, but it was just funny that Pete's trying to, you know,
Fight back for you. Fight back for you. You know?
you know,
like,
look out for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was just.
I'm like Pete. Like, how does it benefit me to like fuck over my business partner? Like, you know what I mean?
You really want me to fucking send it to him right now when you know?
No, he's got a no. Pete, no, we it must be that Ian can't look like he's favoring me, so he's harder on me.
That's true, actually. I was gonna, because the other ref was a bit serious, so I wanted to fuck around a bit. I was gonna say when JJ gets called to the table, I was just gonna give him a foul right away. Just foul. But he was like a bit serious.
Foul.
The other guy was a bit serious, so
That would have been the best, Ian. Take a point from me for walking up.
yeah.
You walked up with too much attitude or not enough of it.
Yeah.
That's too
No, it was awesome. It's all great. The guys are like family and brothers, and it's great. And did you guys I know you put it on the screen earlier. Did you tell Ian the name of that event in Montana?
Oh no, we didn't. I just wanted to direct everybody who's watching right now to follow the Mac Armwrestling Championships.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's right on screen. Take a screenshot with your phone. Take a picture of that QR code.
Get your gear. Get these hats. Get
Get
Mac
the gear.
gear.
This
I'm
Facebook
telling
page
you.
will bring you to everything Mac related, everything that they're up to. I happen to, I literally as soon as I get off the stream, I just hope you guys know I am going to be ordering a shirt, at least a shirt. I don't really wear hats that much. Unless, do you guys got beanies? Got beanies?
We can get a beanie for you. Just tell me your.
I would rock a beanie.
Man, I
Hey,
rock beanie when I compete.
How do you
so
keep
know
your
I'm gonna be
white
wearing that
hat
thing
so
all
white,
day.
though? Hey, Steve, how are you keeping that white hat so white? I actually don't own a white hat because I feel like it's gonna get a stain of some sort. But that is
you see how
bright.
clean this hat is?
I know, man.
You see how clean this? I keep my gear clean, man. So look, let me tell you something. When JJ sent me that white sweater,
Yeah.
the material in that literally absorbs everything immediately. That fucking sweater is so clean. It's immaculate. It's white. I can go to my house and show it to you front and back. I keep my stuff so. My white shirt on I had on yesterday for the tournament.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to keep that clean up? It's still white. I keep that shit.
He keeps it clean. The guy's anal retentive with his clothes. He's anal retentive with the clothes.
I got it. I'm all about my clothes and shit. I like to look good, man. I don't like to just be good, but I like to look good. You know what I mean? Shit.
So, to JJ's question about the name of the event that we're doing in Montana, it's Country Folk versus City Slickers.
Oh, I knew the name of it. I thought Ian would get a kick out of that. That's the name, you know.
Yeah, because I was calling the guys last night, Saturday, a bunch of City Slickers, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a, it was like close to downtown Toronto, so there was probably more ethnic people arm wrestling than white people, and I don't think I've ever been in a situation where that was the case, where there was more people of color than white people, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it was a great event. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But
I got to recruit some good pullers that I never seen before, like that Indian, Indian, you know what I mean, like from India guy.
Yeah.
They called him Stonewall. I was super fucking impressed. Like I was like, this dude knows how to arm wrestle, and
Stonewaller.
Yeah, Stonewaller. Yeah, I was really fucking impressed with him. He was like stopping guys twice his size and like looking for the camera. Like we're like, okay, all right, yeah. He was posing on guys.
That's hilarious.
And then the Russian Victor, when I got his contact information. I wish I could remember his last name. Belatov or something. Belatov or I don't know. But he's like, we're gonna see him for sure in the next little while. So who's a sleeper in the? Give me, you guys brainstorm in the U.S. Give me MAC weight divisions are on even numbers, right? So we're 160, 180, 200, 220, 240 above, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't care about kgs in North America. Let them adjust to us. Even numbers, fuck it. Who's someone we should be looking at 160, 180, 200, 220, 240 and above?
In
Is
North America.
this homework, or you want them to do it right now?
U.S. You guys are all American. I'm the only.
I'm saying I can go off my list right now if you want.
Please.
A new list, because I can give you my Montana list, or I can give you my new list because I'm going to do some probably Canada versus USA. That's going to be
okay. Why I don't know if you know much about how we run our pay-per-view, but we have basically a semi-pro, high amateur semi-pro class that's free. Okay, and then when we go to pay-per-view, it's professional. So I would like, who could help me fill up a Canada US semi-pro card from those weight divisions?
Semi-pro?
Like a prelim card, yeah.
Oh, like a prelim. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could get you a couple different guys. I can get you. I'm saying I can.
I just need names like to keep me in the head, and you can also you guys can DM me and say, hey, check out this way. So this guy, so I can go on YouTube or check out their Facebook or whatever. Because we're like, that's what JJ and I do, right? We scout. We go to events, and I tell JJ, when you're there, you know what to do. He's like, yep. Even when we go to Knuckles Up, we talk to Craig Toulier, Jason Merlot. There's a few guys, even James Wall. Like, there was guys that we're interested in, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you talking like up and comers or like elite guys?
Well,
What are you talking about?
The elite guys we know pretty much, unless there's some
Right.
sleep. But we're talking about that guy.
He's talking about a Chris Michaels, is what he's talking about.
Yeah, probably. I don't know him, but see, there you go. Now I know Chris Michaels.
So Chris Michaels is a 154 guy that's an absolute fucking monster at that weight class. Sam, you pulled Chris, and
Yeah.
for 154 guy, I mean,
He's lethal for his weight. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
So our lowest is 160. So you would be 160 guy.
He'd be
Yeah.
he'd still be ridiculous.
I throw him at 160.
Yeah.
All the way up to 198.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Really?
He always pulls multiple classes, so he's not afraid of a bigger guy.
No.
Do you guys know David Nicobadas?
Yeah, Nicobots. David
Yeah.
Nicobots.
That's the name.
I just had him in a super match. David Nicobots versus Chris Michaels. He ran through David.
Get out.
He ran
Yeah.
through. He didn't even want to pull him with his left arm because he ran through him with his right arm. He goes, Could I go up against somebody else?
No.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we had David at Mac 1.
I know. I remember.
We love David.
Yeah.
I just had David at a. He was supposed to pull at my other super match at the 10th annual New York State Championship, up against Tim Clark, and he couldn't get a ride.
He couldn't. His transportation was. Yeah, I remember.
Right. I tried to get him a ride, and he couldn't. He just couldn't make it. He had some family issues and stuff, so I had Tim Clark pull Matt Bush, and Matt Bush is a little heavier than him. He's about 175, almost 180. Tim Clark is about a 155 guy. Tim Clark beat him.
Oh wow.
So
we have David. We
Tim
have
Clark,
that.
another easy roller. My boy Tim.
Yeah. No, you know him. You know what I mean? Shit, he's an absolute fucking monster for his weight class.
Oh yeah.
That's why I had to go up against David, because David he has that double pump and he's got that speed.
I know. I was excited for that David and Tim match. I mean, the match that was put on was really good too. But you know that I was curious to see that match with Tim and David. So we can do it again.
Going on before Tim was David Nicobots versus Derek Doble. And everybody loved that match because they always go back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, which would be a great match, don't get me wrong, but he feels like that he's been beating Derek Doble, but I still want to see him in a super match, probably out of 5, because Derek Doble always comes back no matter what. I'm saying he's one of my favorite pullers too. I love him.
He's fun. He's fun. He's fun.
Steve, could you make sure that you send this to JJ or I in a with the names, because I will forget as soon as this fucking thing off. Tomorrow morning I'll take you to a pumpkin.
We got to do something together, man. We should collaborate something together. I'm telling you, we would put a show on, man. I know a lot of guys.
We're gonna.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is one of the reasons. Just full disclosure to any promoter that we want. What we are looking to get Mac tables and rule sets out to the community all over, while being able to raise a little bit of money at each event, so we can put it in our little pot, and that when we have our big shows, we actually have money to offer professional athletes. That's really JJ and I don't take a fucking cent. We're not there yet. Everything we make goes back to you.
Yep.
I love it.
Great.
I love it. That's the true definition of what this channel is all about. Is about bringing different people with similar-minded focuses. Steve's the same way. Similar-minded focuses in the same platform, so you guys can get some balls rolling by way of rolling out amazing events. Because that's what I love being a part of that.
When we started selling merch, I sold enough hats to give enough money to JJ to go and buy. I think was I able to cover all those medallions with the money I made from hats?
Yeah.
You didn't put any of your own in? It was enough? Yeah, see?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
before we had an event, we sold enough merch to take care of our awards.
awesome.
Okay, for that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And before our second event, like we haven't had our an official Mac 2 event yet. That's December 21st. We've sold, I'd say, well, I've been saying it's about 1,000, but I'm sure it's more than that now because I've been saying 1,000 for 3 weeks now. I just don't know what the actual numbers are anymore. You know what I mean?
Hats,
Oh no, there's just merch in general.
just merch in general.
Yeah, merch.
I see
We're
the hats-
probably at the
hats
5.
everywhere. Every
500
tournament I go to, or every tournament that I have, or anywhere, I see a minimum at least 4 or 5 Mac hats. At
Yeah,
least.
there's 500-600 hats out for sure, maybe more. What do you think, JJ? 500-600? Is that about right?
It's a little over 600. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
I was gonna say yeah, because I a lot of people like the Mac hat. You know what it is? It's that fucking logo, man. It's a really
The
nice.
logo's catchy. I like it. I like it.
It's not only the logo; it's what you can do with the logo. So the difference is what some people don't understand sometimes, and I know you'll get this in a second, Ian, is that when you're changing and you're able to change, leave the logo alone, but you're able to interchange the different colors and make it look different. That's what makes that logo breathe 10 times more. Reason being is because if I don't fucking like red and white, and you like black and gold, and he likes blue and white, and he likes blue and gold, it's out there.
Versatility sells.
It's going to be for me. It's going to be for JJ. It's going to be for Ian. It's going to be for Sam. It's going to be there's something out there for everyone. And not only that, but the actual fucking logo is such a good logo, and it's I like it. I mean, so
check this out. This is a bordered logo. Do you guys see that?
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Pops. That's pops,
badass.
man.
That's a bordered logo. This is a new. Can you see the purple and silver?
Oh, that's
That looks
nice
so
too.
sick.
That's fresh. That's
Yeah,
clean.
it's got its custom grippler on the back. So when the referee tells you to turn it around,
Oh, I gotta do that, man. Now I need a new fucking hat, man. Now I need a new hat. Now I need a new fucking hat. I need a custom hat that I can just.
Yeah, Ian's got those. Ian's got the fitted hats with Crippler on the back.
Super sized logo, right? Super sized.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I need that on a beanie. Put that on a beanie for me.
That's a good
Look
idea,
how
Dan.
nice that looks. Look
This
how
is
nice that looks.
Same,
That looks
same
so
color.
crisp. I love that.
It's almost
You know
like a
what? I would rock
tri-color. It's like a
This is
brown, tan. I
this
need
is
that
like a
hat. I already
gray.
told you I want that hat, man. Ian,
Oh, I
told
want
you
that
I
one.
want that hat.
Oh,
That black one you have, Ian, that's one of my fucking favorites, man.
this is not black. This is gray. It's gray.
It's
I
great.
still like it. I
Yeah.
want it
See?
too.
So I'll tell you
Okay.
guys something. We have had people custom order what color hat with what colors they wanted, and we've made them and sent them to them.
No
You know what I
shit.
mean? They want the hand a certain color. They want the hat this color. We've had people tell us the colors they want, and we make them in those colors and send them to them.
That's great.
But I gotta tell you guys, I am looking for a new supplier because we get ours done by Lids, and I don't know, they've changed like ownership, and they're everything. They keep raising the prices, even though we've ordered a lot. You'd think that they would treat us better, but they're not. So we're looking for.
Because it's a big chain. They don't care.
No.
Yeah, we were looking for maybe some overseas guys to get it right. Nobody's gotten it right to the standard that we want. Like, we're not going to just put out shit because, like we're selling hats, now we can drop our quality. No, we're not doing that. I'd rather sit on it, sell the things that are high quality until someone can catch up. But right now, basically, I'm getting these ones done. They're like flex ones with custom names. But they're so expensive, and I don't like that. I need to find somebody that's willing to deal with us to get us to the right price. So, because look, it doesn't do me any good for you to buy a hat from me, and you're like, yeah, it's good, but fuck, I kind of got a shit-eating taste in my mouth because I had to pay so much. Like, I don't want that. We always want to be fair. We don't want to be We don't want to. Even if we were $1 million Nike company, I would always want to be in that reasonable. You know what I mean? Like everything we sell, if it's a shirt related thing, $35. Sweater. Oh, in Canada we sell it $65. What did we agree on for the Americans? You remember?
Yeah, I think they're like $45 for the hoodie
But our
sport hoodie.
our Canadian dollar is like for one US dollar, it's like 138 Canadian. So we have to sell it Canadian a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to sell it a little bit. So like, but I think we said the shirts, $35 for the United States. It's $35 for Canada. Like JJ, what are we selling those jerseys for that you're wearing?
Oh, we're gonna figure that out.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but they're gonna be in their 25 to 30 range. Yeah.
Okay.
American.
Okay. There you
Yep,
go.
yep.
Yeah, if it's 25 to 30 range for American, and probably
yep.
$35 Canadian. And I think that's fucking reasonable. Go get something that looks like that for $35 in Canada. You can't do it.
Right.
You cannot do it. It'll be $45, $50, even $60 for a jersey that quality. I don't know what it's like in the States. I don't really shop there that much unless I go to Burlington Coat Factory where everything's cheap. It's right across the river for me, right? Like I live
That's
on a border
awesome.
town, so whenever I want to like something I can't get in Canada, I just fucking jump over the bridge. Like I'm right by Watertown in Syracuse.
Oh, I know exactly where that is. I was just there not too long ago, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm on the Canadian side, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I just go up to the Thousand Islands, turn like border crossing or whatever, and then am I muted?
No, we hear
No.
you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. There was something that went across my forehead, and I didn't know what the fuck it was, but
No, it's people scanning the barcode and stuff that that Dan put up.
oh, okay.
All the links to your social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that, guys.
Thanks, guys. But yeah, like right now we have another order. Wait till you see these athletic shirts, like dry fit shirts. Have you seen them, Steve? They're like, some of them are green and blue and gray and black and red. Have you seen them yet?
Which one talking? The gold and black one with the Mac one in the front?
No, he means, have you seen like the post that we've made of them,
No.
like the samples or
Oh,
whatever?
yeah, actually you did. You showed me at the 10th annual New York State Championships, I think.
Yeah,
I?
probably.
Yeah, I think you scrolled over a couple. You're like, these are the new jerseys that were
Yes,
coming
he
out.
did. We were at the table. He showed you some on his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like as soon as JJ fucking sends the money off, they'll start making them, and then we'll have them in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, he was supposed to do that, but there was a little family emergency that he had to take care of.
Yeah, well, now that you brought that up, Steve, you especially know Jimmy. He was unfortunately Sunday morning in one of his baseball games. He was leading off of first base, and the pitcher tried to pick him off. And as he dove back to the base, he just landed funny on his left elbow and broke his elbow.
Oh my
He
God.
broke it so bad. I mean, it's a clean break, and that was good. And there's not like any soft tissue or ligament damage,
Yeah.
but he's going to need surgery to put some screws in it and repair it. So that I've been dealing with that for since yesterday and today. So, and we go tomorrow to see the specialist, and then he'll probably have surgery next week and whatever. But I'm just saying that because a lot of you guys Jimmy's my little sidekick. So
Yeah,
for arm wrestling, and you guys know him, especially Steve and Ian. I just been dealing with that. He's good though. He's not in a lot of pain. They got a cast on it, so they got a cast and a sling on it, and until he gets surgery. And but then for the spring he'll be as good as new. So
Left or right?
How old is he?
left elbow. He's 14.
Left elbow.
14. Gotcha.
He's a hell of a puller though. He's one.
Yeah.
So goddamn strength.
And that's what the irony is, that an arm wrestler broke his arm and not arm wrestling.
I know. Right? What the fuck?
How does it go figure that shit out?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think Schoolboy was snowboarding and he broke his.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right.
Where the-
Are you
doing
serious?
something.
You look at snowboarding?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah,
that.
I think so.
Well, that was a while
Snowboarding
ago.
or skiing.
He's recovered now, but that was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I have a friend that's a cop, and he got in a fight with a perp and fucking shattered his arm, like shattered it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
No good.
He's a native police officer up here, and he was on the reserve, and some fucking yard ape went at him, and he was punching, and when they fell, he followed through, and he full force right into the cement.
oh,
Yeah,
No good.
not good. Yeah, probably. I think it's 10:20. I do gotta probably get off here in a little bit just to go tend to Jimmy and make sure he's taking the stuff he's supposed to be taking. But I don't know how long you guys usually stay on, but I probably got to take off in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Well, you can take off whenever you need to, man.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I love chatting with you guys.
Oh yeah, no, we're just shooting the shit now. I mean, is there anything else other than what you guys got coming up or have coming from clothing attire wise that you want to highlight? I know you got an event coming up. Mac 2 is coming up in January, right? Or no, December.
December.
There's a jacket hoodie fleece type thing that we're having produced, and I stole it off of the NFL. I was like, man, that fucking thing right there. So I took some screenshots of it. Remember what JJ what I was talking about?
Oh yeah, it's embroidered on the pockets and it's
sweet. So I sent it to my guy over in Pakistan, and they're gonna fucking build them for us. So I'm really looking forward to that.
nice.
Nice.
And
That's
so
exciting.
December 21st, it'll be near Hamilton, between Hamilton and Brantford, Ontario. It's on a Six Nations Indian Reserve or Native Reserve. And yeah, man, it's gonna be in $1 million facility, pay-per-view. We'll have a very long, for those who can't afford it, and we understand it's not going to be an expensive pay-per-view, but listen, everybody's budget's different. There's going to be plenty of good arm wrestling matches in the prelim that you'll get to see for free. Like we want everybody to have a bit of taste of what Mac's doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, bills got to be paid, and we are trying to be a business, a professional thing. And so our model for now will be pay-per-view until some sort of network says we love what you're doing, and they buy us, and we go that route. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So JJ, I'm gonna hit the sack too, guys, and Steve, we are gonna do something. We as a foursome here, we need to just sit down and iron out like where, when, and what's good.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let me know whenever you guys want to get together or, have a conversation, and I'm more than open to do something, whether it's in, Rochester or here or whatever venue you want to do it at. I'm more than open. And I know you guys have good taste in venues and stuff. So, I know that you guys like to have that, highlighted, which I do too. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
and
Absolutely.
you can always get really good pullers. I have a stack of pullers I can pull out, and I know you guys do too. So I don't have a problem with. And even at the higher end, if we need to get, Wayne Withers or Camille Jablonski or any kinds like that, or Jason Merlot, I'm sure I can give them a call and we can put something together. Those guys, I talk to every other, so I definitely put up some good shows.
Well, guess what? About Wayne, we already got him for this next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna. I'm not gonna say the whole card, but he's going up against Rick Heidelberg.
Nice.
Okay, nice. That's good. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, Wayne's real good, man. He's got a fucking hell of a hand. He's one hell of a puller too, man. When he's on point, he's really on point, man. He's good.
Yeah, Wayne's a great dude.
Yeah,
they're both good. They're both like 6'6" plus, giant hands on them.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see these guys just dwarf the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
We got others, but I promised Matthias I wasn't gonna ruin her. Because I want to tell you. I mean, we got some bad men coming, and like.
Well, it's not going to be before too long where we will be starting to announce matches either one by one or a couple at a time, because we do have quite a few confirmed. So. But
our coverage is enormous.
The timing's got to be good.
You're not going to believe it. You guys are going to be like, oh my God, they're going to be there till fucking Kingdom Come. I'm telling you, for super matches, we got like like in the pro division, not like even the prelim. We have like I think 18, 19.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
But it goes like this, bro.
Wow.
Matches go like
No,
this.
they're super fast. The way you guys are displaying the format, I think that's going to be a very fast show, but still it's going to be a blockbuster. I look forward to
We
it.
have to have that many matches. Like, could you imagine if we only had 10 matches? Okay,
You'll be done within like 20 minutes.
yeah, an hour and a half for 10 and 10 matches. You know, like East versus West is 6-7 hours for 13 matches. Like we don't subscribe to that. I'm not shitting on them. That's their model. That's what they want to do. That's fine. We have a different model. We
Yeah.
you know, and we're gonna try to ride this out and see what people think about it.
Well, I'm telling you, come the third installment, because I know you guys got a lot of things down the pipeline. Third installment, I want to get on that card somehow. I know I got to earn a spot for that.
Well, you talk to JJ and JJ.
Yeah, he already earned it at Knuckles Up. He's in. You're on Mac 3, Dan. I'm announcing it now.
All right.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Opponent to be determined.
Do you guys all have your passports?
I do.
I do.
Full disclosure.
Yeah, I have to. I travel at least 4 times a year. I get the hell out of the country, so yeah, I have to have my passport.
Yeah, that's good.
I do have. We have to allot for about a 6 to 7 hour plus travel time for me because I got pegged the last time I went up there. I'm on a list. I don't want to go into detail as to why and how that is. It was something very stupid and minimal on my behalf, but it still got my name on a list. So
did they let you over though?
Oh, they'll let me over. It's just they gotta go through a search. I gotta go through a search.
I know some people that had to go through searches at the border.
Yeah, listen, if I get to pull the neck, it's well worth it.
No. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that because of we're only in Canada. I'm just saying we want guys that are versatile. Like when we come to the States, obviously, we're going to try to get the guys that can't come to Canada on that card. But we do like doing we're very into U.S. versus Canada, or like state versus state, or province versus province. You get what I mean? Like I want us versus them mentality. You know, like it's part of the character building, right? You know,
hell yeah.
You know,
that's the whole thing of this collaboration. That one of the things that reason why I always have Steve on. I love the way Steve's shows run, right? I always like his energy. He helped me out with my barbecue that I had, and I saw what he was capable of doing. I saw the energy he brought to the table by way of advertising with his matches that he had upstate. And I was like, I need to bring that to Long Island. And, you know, it matched perfectly. So I was like, okay, how can I further this man along? I'm good at networking, and I love connecting with people all across the nation. That's one of the things I used to do for a living. I used to travel to newly opening locations and get them started, and then let them, take off. And that's what I'm eager to do, is to get you guys got something that I love and I've seen, and it's very valuable in the sport of arm wrestling. Something very different, and Steve's got a great image as well. And I think the mashup would be beautiful.
Well, Steve, I identified early because of his willingness to embrace us. Like it was, especially at a time where there was a lot of people that were like, "What are these fucking clowns doing? Oh, bigger pads. Oh my God. Oh, it's sunken in the table. That's not even arm wrestling." Like we literally had people get on podcasts and say, "That's not arm wrestling. That's the WWE of arm wrestling." They like it because they can cheat. And then they said stuff like, "Oh, I heard people say that was the best event they'd ever been. What a crock of shit." So they literally were saying to people that experienced this event and said it was the best event they'd ever been at, and just dismissed them at saying it's a crock of shit. And then there's Steve. I don't fucking care. He puts his hat on and is like, I'm repping this shit. And that's when I knew. I said he'd be a great ally. Remember, Jay? That's what I said. I said whatever we do in the States, we should try to get Steve involved.
Yeah, we say that. We talk about that often. Yeah.
I appreciate
Steve
it.
is no dummy. If he invests himself in the way he has with you guys, well worthwhile investing. That's what turned my eye to you guys. Because originally, I really didn't know much about you, other than, to be honest, like the only thing I knew about Ian Carnegie was that you pulled Shaq, and you pulled it from Canada, you know. And I didn't know much beyond that. You were at WAL. I didn't have much knowledge. So when I saw
Well, to be
Steve
fair,
representing you guys,
how long have you been pulling for?
only 4 years.
Yeah,
So-
so I retired basically when Wall shut down. I became a football dad, and I only just kind of like dabbled back in the last year and a half, and I haven't really taken my pulling serious, like maybe once, just that to pull Rick Heidebrecht, but I really haven't taken it that serious because I have a different goal with my arm wrestling journey now, and it's not to be put me on the front, like someone said the other day that they thought that I was the face of Mac, and it kind of bothered me. I understand why they said it, but I'm like, no, you know what? I have 3 other partners and I have board members, and I want everybody to know that JJ is just as much as Mac as I am, and Matthias and my spouse, because nothing works. If you take one of those cogs out, that's a substantial loss to the business.
Mhm.
You get what I mean?
Yep.
And because I might have the most experience in arm wrestling, that doesn't mean I have the most experience in life and business. In fact, of all 4 of us, I'm the least savvy business person. Okay, so I take a lot of back seats whenever we're actually talking business. I do a lot of listening, you know, because I don't have anything to offer, you know, and
It takes a village.
yeah,
It takes a village to be successful.
yeah, and you know, JJ's an entrepreneur. Matthias is our pay-per-view platform and our production company, and he's an entrepreneur. Andrea's a CA, and I'm just a big loudmouth arm wrestler and knows people. who came up
A match made in heaven.
Yeah.
who came up with a good idea with a table and rule set that I stole the rule set and I stole like parts of everything that I thought was good and working for leagues. I mashed them together. Everything I thought was gay and stupid and shouldn't be, I threw away. You know what I mean? That's the way.
You know what? Listen, there's one thing that says above all else, in my opinion, in my life, is that experience works so much better when you actually have it. You can read about shit in a book all day long, but unless you actually have your hands on it and experience and you're rolling in the mud, you can't tell me what it feels like to roll in the mud. You know,
True. It's just like having an idea and not doing anything about it. If it's just an idea, then it's just an idea. If you don't start working into it to do something to make it what you're supposed to, then what are you doing? You know?
yeah.
Well, and you know what? It almost didn't happen because I had this on a shelf since 2012. Since 2012, I had this idea on a shelf.
That's you know what, timing's everything is essential, and I think you came out with this at the right proper timing, and I think you having recruited some of the best people that you could ever imagine recruiting to do this with. I'm loving where you're going with it, and I'm excited for the future of Mac. I'm excited to be a part of it, and to see where it goes from here. You know, it's only up from here, in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll tell you, you know, you guys are going to find this funny, but in terms of Mac as an ownership group / team, we've only ever been in front of each other, like at a table, one time, and we connect with through. We have a Mac group on WhatsApp, and we just communicate through there. Anybody's got any news, we just throw it up, and we expect other people when they can to get it to comment on it. Even news on collaborations, like, you know, hey, are we collaborating with this? What do you think? This is the idea, the direction they want to go. Are we aligned with that? Yes, no. What do people think? And even though like we've only seen each other the one time, we're constantly interact. JJ and I talk to each other at a minimum twice a day. Would you say, JJ?
Yeah.
Twice a day minimum. You know,
That sounds like me and James Reed.
Matthias and I twice a day at least, and I speak to my wife 100 times a day. So
I would like to hope so. Is that at the very least 100 times you live with her, right?
yeah. And then she tells me where I'm fucking up, and then I'm like, yes, dear, yes. Dear.
That's just another day of the week, though.
100%. All right, I'm going to shut it down.
Coming from a married man, I get it.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
And
Man.
anytime you guys want us back. I mean, I can't speak for JJ, but I'm retired now, so if you need me to come on, shoot the shit, talk about stuff, I'll just tell you guys right now, I am not. Mac is very apolitical. We're even considering calling our sport Mac Arm Wrestling as a sport, just so we can say, like, we are our own entity, a new sport. We don't jump into IFA, WAF politics. We're not interested in banning. We're not interested in excluding people either. If you're an IFA referee, a WAF referee, a referee from Mars, a puller from the Mariana Trench, we don't care. If you want to come and pull our league, we're open. And if someone decides to ban us because of our inclusion, well, we always thought we're gonna create our own stars anyway. If we're inclusive, but we are very focused on the youth and people that are new to the sport, that have fresh new ideas, that want to come and move in an upward progressive direction, as opposed to guys that are just stuck in the 1930s and just don't want to move, and they think they already got the master plan and the key. And it's like, I got news for you. You fucking don't. 30 years you have had the sport. You've taken it nowhere. Fucking nowhere. Time for new blood,
Yep.
Absolutely. I appreciate and agree with that. Thank you so much for joining us, Ian, JJ.
Yeah, appreciate it,
And
guys.
Mac well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Awesome.
appreciate you having us on. Again, love you guys, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other soon and working together soon. And I'm sure I'll be at whatever Steve's next event is, and probably this week.
Make sure you get your Mac jersey there, Steve.
Say again?
Then make sure you get your Mac jersey. Show him the white one, because he likes white. Show him. Do you have it readily available? Check this one out.
Well,
You got about 4 or 5.
My Mac jersey going to wear it next Monday for the podcast. You know that.
There you go.
Oh,
Ooh, that's nice.
that is so sick.
That's so clean. I love that.
I got to get one of those. I
want one. I want one of those too.
That looks so
I want
sick.
one of those. Those look nice. That looks really nice.
Yeah.
So
Let me know whenever you're ready, so I'll order one. You know what I mean? I definitely need one.
I guess
listen,
while we're on top,
We have a little bit of a budget for freebies. I don't know. I let people like JJ and Andrea. I've been kind of like demoted in that department because I give everybody free shit, and they're like, "We can't make any money." I'm like, "You get a hat. You get a hat."
I know. I figured that.
Fucking
Because
Oprah.
last time you gave me a shirt, I'm like, I know I bought my last sweater. I was like, well, let me buy a jersey this time because he's probably going to give it to me. And me and JJ feel on the same way of, look, last time you guys went and had the MAC tournament, I don't even know. I must have bought 4 or 5 shirts. I have no idea.
Yeah, a pile of stuff. Yeah.
And the hat. You know what I mean? I support you guys 100%.
Yeah, of course.
And
yeah, but Andrea and JJ were like, Ian, like, it's nice to give, like you did. You gave Marcio a hat and a shirt, right?
Yeah.
So but me, like, as soon as someone like is interested, but I feel like they don't have the money for it or whatever, I don't want them to leave without something, and that's why I'm not in control of the stuff anymore. It's like, how are we negative here? What's going on?
right? I'm missing 4 shirts and 2 hats.
Meanwhile, 4 kids walk out, and
I know, right? With the shirts
we
on,
had these
hats.
remember these pimp chains that we had? We had these pimp chains, right?
Oh.
And we're supposed to sell them for like $10 or something, right? And I just was like, "Hey, kids, come here. You think you'd like this pimp chain?" And they're like, "Yeah." So I'm just like giving them all these kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, yeah, there it is. I'm like, there's $10. There's
That's-
another $10.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Just solid gold, you know.
They are not solid gold. They're not even gold plated. There's not a thing of gold in there.
I meant gold color.
But the point is too. The way I look at it, and I think we needed to give, like, I don't know what the right thing is, but which is probably why I shouldn't be in control of it. But I do believe that stuff needed to get out there. You know what I mean? Stuff.
I agree with you. Look, I agree with both of you, honestly. I would have to say I agree with you, Ian, because I do the same thing. Shirt that Stan's wearing, I gave to him instead of him buying it. And he goes, I'll send you the money. Just keep it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Guys,
It's advertisement for us,
it
right?
really is. You're advertising for free for me. You're wearing the shirt and you're wearing it wherever you go. The shirt that I give to Mike Tatro, that was on New York Supermatch Series. He wears to every single one of his tournaments, has my logo in the back on the bottom that says sponsored by New York Smoke, which is my store. That's free advertisement. That's the way I see it.
And
You know?
let me just say, before I sound like some kind of financial guru here, I, of course, realize the value of the networking and the advertising that people are going to get and wearing our stuff. And I've given plenty of things away. The difference is I keep track of the stuff I give away. That's the difference.
I don't do that.
So it's don't make it seem like I don't want to give stuff away, because I love to give people stuff, but you got to do it in a proper way. That's all.
You're here too.
You know
we
what
have
it
to
is?
sell these things for a reason and make money back.
Yeah.
So I completely agree.
Yeah.
At the tournament, I wasn't even involved with it. I said, "Hey, babe, here are the shirts," because she knows if somebody's in front of me and there's a shirt there, and they're like, "Hey, how much is the shirt?" It's like, "I only have 15. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna give them the shirt. I don't give a shit. Over 50, I don't care. Because you wear it for $15, I'll lose $1. I don't give a shit." So I see it differently, but at the same time, JJ, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more, because that's the reason why I give my girl the shirts here.
Yeah.
And she knows it's 25 for those, 35 for those.
Yeah, right.
If I was there, she knows I'd be like, "How much do you have? $16? You're fine. Don't worry about it." And if she's there, she's gonna be like, "I need $25." So it's like a JJ for me having her there, honestly, because that's what I need. She's my I have to have her.
Make sure you make your ends meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Andrea said the same thing. You know, you should probably so everything that comes in, JJ gets first. He inventories it, and then he tells me what, where we should do. And it's not super strict. If I want to give something, I say, "JJ, can I give?" And he's like, "Yeah." You know what I mean? He's not the gatekeeper of the fucking, but I do recognize that if you had a big bag of blood, right? And it's like, this is like, we need this. But if I was in control of it, it'd be like a bunch of punctures in this bag of blood. Just that would be me. So, at least JJ has like one stream that he can control. But with me, it would be like all these streams of blood just coming out. That's yeah. Because little kids, what was it? This little kid was at Nationals, right? And he was trying to raise money. He was trading bills. It was so funny. He's like, "I have a toonie." I don't know if you guys know what a toonie. It's like a coin, right? And it's a $2 bill. It's like a $2 bill and a coin. And he had a loonie traded for a toonie. I don't know how he was. Then he got $5 for his toonie. And I'm like, okay. I go, "Stop. What are you trying to do?" And he's like, "I want to buy a shirt." I said, "What kind of shirt?" He's like, "A Team Ontario shirt." I said, "How much she need? How much you got?" And he's like, so I went and I got him the friggin' thing, right? And boy, did I ever have a stream of kids following me.
Man.
Like a
parade.
Oh, man.
I was like,
A parade of them.
Have a shirt? Have a shirt?
That's funny.
Yeah, I know, but I had to keep moving, right? Because he's like, "He'll buy you a shirt." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Holy crap." I'm down to my last $15, and I was like, I really want to get a hot dog and a Pepsi out of this. You know? But yeah,
it was
but I do think like I said, I love seeing all the Mac stuff at the tournaments. Is there some people walking around with free Mac gear? Yeah, it wasn't all purchased, 100%. I'm not going to go out and say that it's 1/3 or something ridiculous like that, but I would say there's I don't know what 10-15% we've given away. Hey,
Yeah, probably.
10-15, which probably makes our profit margin a little bit, which is okay. Like, we're not trying to get rich right now off of arm wrestlers. Like, if that's the thing, what I want arm wrestlers to make money off of us, and I want the non-arm wrestlers, just the arm wrestling fans, to support us. That's really what I'm hoping for.
That 10 to 15% that you gave away, at minimum, probably maybe 3 to 4, even probably 5%. You made back on probably them either buying more gear or other people saying, "This is where I got it from, and if you wanted this, you can get it." And then they
That's
go,
a good point.
"Here, I'll
That's
tell
that's probably a good point.
Word of mouth. Word of mouth is the strongest form of
you."
advertising.
Because I got asked about my
Every
hat
capacity.
dozens of times, and me, the way I promote is more like, if it's on me, I'm going to promote it like it's my stuff. So
Yeah,
the first thing I do, you know that. I mean, you've seen me on how many times the podcast when I have somebody's new shirts or your new shirts or whatever it was, and I let them know where I got it from, where they can get it, how clean it looks since I've had it, and I don't touch it to clean it to wash it. It's a good hat. It doesn't absorb the shit as much as every other hat does, so it's different, and once they talk about it, once they see it, they probably want to buy it. It's what it is, so you do throw out, like you said, 10-15 back, but you probably get back 5% of people saying, where did you get that, where I can get that hat, where can I get that shit?
And the people who got the freebies, not gonna lie, some of the people who got the freebies, they're gonna love the product so much that they're gonna go out and actually actively purchase something. So you may have given one, but they're going to buy 3 or 4 different items because of the experience, not only the quality of the product and the experience that they got, but because of who you are. Well, they're going to want to support it.
That's 110%. I agree with that 110%. Now, the majority of stuff, not only do I like what I'm buying from you guys, but I'll spend the extra $10, $15, $20 because it's you guys. That's the difference. So that's because me and JJ, we hit it off from day one. Ian, when I met you, it was a great experience from meeting you from day one too. So as soon as I've seen all these things, and I even asked JJ, "Is Easy Rollers you and Mac?" No, we're together. We're doing this. And I said, "Okay, you know what? Let me get 2 of those, and that hat." And he's like, "Shit, yeah." So to me, it wasn't spending money. To me, it was investing money in something that I liked, and not only that, but buying more product from a person that I like to. So I'll spend an extra $10-15.
Easy Rollers are like family for Mac. They're like cousins. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the way we see it. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
JJ owns Mac, but at the end of the day, his allegiance and his club is the Easy Rollers, and I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect his business workings for Mac. And to be fair, when we need an extra cameraman, or we need somebody to watch the money box, or we need somebody who do you think is stepping in those roles? It's Easy Rollers.
Yeah, of course. And not only that, but you have a whole crew that wants to probably wear Mac stuff too.
Oh, they love Mac, and like Ian said, separate but together. You know what I mean? Like Easy Rollers is our home club. We all have our training partners and our clubs that we are part of. And Mac is separate, but everyone loves Mac. Everyone supports Mac. The Mac family supports the Easy Rollers. It's still a working relationship, but separate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I love it.
I really got to go, guys. I'm fucking getting here.
Yeah, good chat with you guys.
Later.
It's been a pleasure having you guys on. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night. Look forward to seeing everything. And just before you guys leave, I do want to share, because you guys are talking all about your shirts. I do, on this segment, wanted to share that I actually have designed my own shirt with the help in consideration of Steve. He helped coach me. Both him and my wife are
Those
my
fucking
counterparts.
colors look phenomenal, Dan. You're
Yeah.
hooking up with that color card, Dan. It looks so fucking good.
Yep. So these are
That's pretty awesome.
for my arm wrestling crew. We train at the pit, and my nickname is the Nightmare. So this is going to be something that I'm going to be working towards to help promote brands in and out of arm wrestling. Sponsorship shirts. I have a whole bunch of different tiers of sponsors. Feel free to contact me on the side. Anybody who's watching, anybody who's listening, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. Dan the Nightmare on Instagram. Daniel Schwartz on Facebook. That takes you right to my page. This link. I'd be happy to work together.
Fat guy sizes.
I'll be getting some. Don't worry. I got some plus
You
size
always gotta
family.
get fat guy sizes. You gotta get triples and quadruples, man. They always.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm a
I got you.
4XL. I know, Ian. I know. You gotta get.
I got you.
3XL, 4XL. You gotta get at least 2. Minimum of 2 or 3. You gotta get.
All right. I support you as soon as I can. As soon as you got it for me, let me know, and I'll tell JJ to buy them for me.
Yeah, I got you, Ian. I got you, buddy. All right,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Appreciate
Bye.
you
Get
guys.
home safe. Have a good one. Thank you.
You guys.
Thanks so much, guys. Talk to you soon.
You guys, man.
Talk to you soon.
Later.
Talk to you soon.
All right, that was awesome. But before we log off, I do want to thank a couple of the sponsors that we have for this upcoming event. At the end of October, we're going to Montana, and it's only thanks to a couple of our sponsors that we can actually make this trip possible. Obviously coming together with Mabel and New York Tri-State at the forefront of it, making the kickstart of it was amazing, and we're very grateful. But to help us get to Montana, we have Mithril Arm Wrestling Equipment, also known as Pull Heavy on Instagram, as a contributor. We got Resistance Rotation, which is a really cool upper body bar. Next podcast, I'll probably have that on the show to show you guys. I have a version of theirs. We got Troy Bounce Fit, who is an amazing arm wrestler out of Pennsylvania, as well as a major promoter of the sport. Really funny guy. He's got a super match coming up soon. Check his Instagram out. We got another sponsor, Gripzilla, who is also not only donated some money, but some cool tools to help the arm wrestlers get stronger.
One of our biggest sponsors, I would say.
One of our biggest sponsors, I would say, most certainly. We got Pro Gear, which is Mikey Oliva and Sarah Bachman out of Florida, one of our biggest sponsors as well. Big time supporter. Yep. Big time supporter. Check them out. Another big time supporter is a local guy, Mike Rappel of Rappel Restoration Incorporated. He's out here in Deer Park locally to me. So if you're in Deer Park and you need any basement or any renovations for that matter, from start to finish, this is the company to go for. They got an amazing reviews on Google. They do beautiful work. I've checked out their Instagram. They got some really top-notch work. And last but not least, we got Brian Parliament from Through the Fingers podcast up in Canada, Alberta, Canada. Yep. Their arm wrestling show has a lot of great highlights of all things arm wrestling. Check them out. He's one of our biggest sponsors. He's going to be there actually at the event as well, supporting us while also reffing us. He is going to be a VIP of the event. We look forward to seeing him. He's been on the show with his crew, and he's been nothing but supportive of us.
Will actually be going up against one of our pullers, so that's on the Fingers podcast.
Yes,
against Garrett Tupper, and I'm sorry to say, Zach, you're going to get schooled by Garrett. Schooled. You're going to be taken to the pad, but it's going to be a lesson learned. I know you just started, pulling pros about a year ago. You're going to be learning a lesson real quick. And I just want to shout out to also Sam Mitchell's puller. I forgot his name. Big mistake, man, not wanting to pull Garrett and pulling Sam. That's all I got to say. Sam, absolute fucking monster. So Look, nothing against Garrett or anything, but you were better in hands with Garrett than you were with Sam. So I'm sorry to fucking say, dude.
You went from the frying pan to the
Garrett's
fire.
serious though.
Literally.
Like I said, I gripped up with him in Vermont last week, and he won his match just fine. That he had his super match, and he's feeling strong.
Yeah, he's getting better and he's getting stronger, man. So Garrett's on an uprise, man, and he's getting really good, really quick. It's just what a fucking mistake, dude. Going from Garrett to Sam, dude. It's just like what the hell were you fucking thinking? I couldn't even imagine. But hey, it is what it is. We have monsters going over there, whether it's Garrett, Sam, Dan, or Aiden. We have a hell of a crew going over there, so everybody's got their hands.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then in the description down below, I have the links to the Mr. America tournament that Steve is co-hosting with James Reed.
Yeah.
In Atlantic City, New Jersey at the Tropicana. Great venue. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely, I have never been to that festival, but it's like it's an all-natural bodybuilding, powerlifting event. Definitely something to check out.
Not
Usually
only
lands when I have like family events that I gotta go to. So
not only that, but it's going to be a seeded event. So we're going to have guys that are going to go up against the number 1 guy to the 10 guy. Or number 1 guy to the 5 guy, 2 guy to the 6 guy. So it's all depending on how you're pulling in airs as a bracket system to see where you stand, and you'll be going up the competitor that's closest and nearest to you, so we can have the best matches possible. So having it being seeded is even better ways for us to be able to go up against the next best guy next to you. Not have Sam go up against Steve Fernandez, because Sam will fucking wash me like a fucking nice dish. You know what I mean? So I know that. Sam knows that. No one else really knows that until they're like, you know what, this isn't really going to be a match. But if I put a Sam Mitchell up against a Sam Mitchell too, you know what I mean? And now we got a little bit of a match going
Apparently,
on.
there's one out there. We learned. Ian said he knew one.
yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, putting up against, these type of pullers, it's almost doing like a Chris Michaels versus a Sam Mitchell type thing. I mean, we're picking these guys that are going to be the best out of the best to go up against them. So you can't get any better than that. And the awards, the red, white, and blue awards for the Mr. Americas are going to be fucking phenomenal. James came out with a great idea. I hate to say that it's mine, but it's not mine. It was James, and then we kind of threw that red, white, and blue thing in his, and he was like, "That's a great idea, Steve." I was like, "I know," but in general, he's comes up with great ideas, man. James, and he's a great guy. He knows what he's talking about. He's been doing it for years, and with the shirts too. He's a great guy all around. He knows exactly what he's doing and how long he's been doing it for. So. But it's going to be a great tournament. Can't wait for it. It's going to be a nice, tight, very fixed tournament. That's going to be where people are going to be going up against the best of themselves. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the way it should be. If it's seeded,
absolutely.
So
It's good. That definitely makes you miss out on it. But I am excited to say that same weekend, even though I'm missing out on that epic tournament, I am going to be down in Puerto Rico for a family event. My mother's turning 70, but because it's bringing me down to Puerto Rico, I'm linking up with the No Team Armwrestling League, and they're hosting a practice for me. They're highlighting me, which is really cool. Our brother's down in Puerto Rico. It's exciting because these guys always bring a lot of energy to any and every event, even though it's just going to be a practice. We know it's going to be more than that, and it's happening on Friday night. I'm pretty sure the No Team Armwrestling League is going to possibly live stream it, so go ahead and scan that QR code to their Facebook page. Check it out, because this is going to be my last day of table time before heading to Montana, so why not spice things up, heat things up, bring the heat to Montana straight from Puerto Rico. I'm looking forward to this, getting the last bit of, crazies, all together, and bring all that energy from Puerto Rico to Montana.
Heal up. Don't go too hard. And
don't worry. I got plenty of time. It's the 11th. We have the event's not till the 26th. So we got plenty of time. Between me and cryotherapy.
I would say the 24th, because you're going to be exhausted the 24th and the 25th. I'm traveling. That's going to be exhausting.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. It's gonna be exhausting. But I'm saying, basically, by way of like hard work, I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time to heal up and be ready for it. I have no qualms about that. I think this is the perfect way to taper down from preparation.
You have about 2 weeks to heal up and stuff, so you should be good.
Yes, sir. It's literally 14 days. It's like a 15-day mark.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of rehab too, but I was able to test it out kind of in Vermont, and I feel like I've made some progress, so that's good.
Nice, awesome.
I look forward to heading on down there, and I look forward to Montana. I look forward to seeing Sam Mitchell, and I will say after our respective super matches, I know Sam Mitchell and I are going to play. There's definitely
at some point
we have a long-standing date at the table, I think.
You're right after Yusuf, so just know I'm training for 2 top rollers in a row, so I'm going to be ready.
We'll see how after polls go afterwards. We'll see how both you guys look.
Yeah.
If it ends up we'll see.
How do you think you do against Yusuf?
I think I'll get him without trouble. His left is pretty good, but at the same time, I've watched who has, I guess, slowed him down or whatever. And he did get me when I was a little beat up. So I feel that if I'm healthy, fresh, I think I got him. So
I know
we'll see. It could be a good match. Could be a good match.
Arm, Sam, and his strong arm is his left. So
yeah.
I think it's going to be a good match. Either way, I think it's going to be a good match. He's going to be a little bit more strategic with you, and I think you're going to end up muscling him around a little bit more, and it's going to be a fight. And look, the worst thing I can see is for this to go on long, and if it does go on long, I think it'll go in your favor. Reason being is because I've seen you pull for fucking days, But at the same time, Yusuf ain't no schlump, man. He can pull for a long time too. But like I said, that's Yusuf's strong arm, and this is your less stronger arm, at the same time. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be a good match either way.
Yeah, I think a lot of the endurance for me is not so much endurance as it is versatility, just pulling out a different option. And then your other muscles, they get a little bit of a break. That's all they need. And you're right back up and you do something different. So
nice.
That's why I'm really trying to get a top roll on my right. Right now it's like pretty low level top roll. So I had to injure my left to get a top roll. And even that top roll is not that great. So
that's fair.
There's always something to train.
Well, either way, you're a hell of a fucking puller, my man. So, one way or another, it doesn't matter. Right hand, top roll, no top roll, going in for a hook, or getting into that unstoppable fucking press that Eric Fisk absolutely fucking hates.
That press is that I experienced that press when he was first playing with it. When you first started developing that's what took me
did
out.
You?
Yeah, when you Keystones, I think when we did
I press you that time?
Yeah, that was a press, man. I was like, what the hell? I can catch a press from a much heavier dude. Why can't I catch this? But it was fucking lethal.
Yeah,
it was lethal, man. It was his shoulder behind that press, and his forearm is so fucking big. So you're trying to get all that muscle out of that. It's nearly impossible. It really is. Because now you're trying you're not going to be able to do it. I've seen, and
because he's tall as fuck, so he gets his whole body over it. His whole entire body goes right over it.
He really is.
Height really helps a lot. I get my foot right up on the top of the. It's touching the tabletop usually. So I get right up there.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, it's been real, guys. I think we're hitting one of the longest shows we've done here, 2.5 hours. I think we're gonna let our viewers go to sleep because I know I certainly need to get myself to sleep. appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for following the show. We look forward to having you next one. Next one, Steve, if you want to announce next week's guests, are they confirmed?
I will. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. We got some really cool guests coming on.
Yeah.
We're hopeful that they're still available. Stay tuned for the next show.